Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is the Tim.
No! We gotta keep it. We gotta keep it.
Way.
This is great.
This is the Timpedia podcast.
I'm not talking anymore. No, there's no way we're keeping that.
Freeman.
No.
Fuck it.
Freeman and the Timpedia himself, and just Teeler. Welcome to my podcast. Thanks for playing my game. I'm Shigeru Miyamoto.
And welcome to my cardboard box.
Welcome to my cardboard labia.
Oh my.
Okay, now that we got that clusterfuck out of the way, what are we talking about? Micro Center?
You're such a fucking asshole, Tyler. Now I can't get rid of it because you're forcing it to continue. God damn it. Fucking hell. Fuck it. Let's talk about how shitty people who do Bitcoin mining are.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it.
It's like there's been 0 times since last week, so I'm just gonna follow up on one of the topics we brought up. Was that Micro Center introduced Micro Center answered Nvidia's question of how do we stop Bitcoin miners from buying up all the products at these stores, and Micro Center found a way to do it. Not the best way, but a way. They said that they will sell graphics cards at MSRP if you are building, well, essentially if you're building a computer. I think you only need to be buying a processor motherboard in addition. So the idea being that you can't just go in and buy a card. You have to really be building something.
That makes sense because I saw the headlines everywhere. Oh my god, you get to... It's a discount if you're a gamer, but I had no idea what they meant by if you're a gamer. But if you buy other components with it, I mean, hell, Bitcoin miners will still be pieces of shit. But
people are already trying to game the system. Someone figured you can buy like a cheap, motherboard CPU combo for like $100 less, and it's still cheaper than buying the cards at full marked up prices.
Yep. So or especially if you're buying like. So could you buy 2 cards with one processor motherboard? Is it 1-to-1?
I think they're limiting it to 1 per customer.
Ooh, damn.
Which is annoying because even if they do
matter.
have stuff in stock, you can't, like.
I'll say that's the climate now, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all you bit bros out there,
ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah, ruin it for everybody.
So it sucks that I had to buy my new graphics card at the time, but I really don't think mine was marked up by that much, considering I got a 1080 for like $600.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
I don't think it was really marked up. I think this really spiked like right as/after I got my card.
I mean, they've been on the rise in general. It sounds like you got a fair price for it because, like, you can't find them for under $800 right now,
which is asinine.
Yeah, it's
completely horseshit.
Bullshit.
Wait, if I go to Amazon right now, you're saying I can't find a 1080 for under $800?
Well, they're all private sellers at this point because Amazon's sold out.
$8.99, $9.69. Holy shit! I really got a deal. Holy
Tim, what
smokes.
you should have done? What you should have done?
Bought 5
of them.
Yeah, you should have bought like 5 of those motherfuckers.
And started mining cryptocurrency.
A 1060 is $500.
Right? These
That's
trash cards
asinine.
are worth a lot because you literally can't get anything else for cheap right now.
Okay, I was worried that I was in this overpriced buying phase. Clearly, I dodged a massive bullet by like a week
Yeah, somehow
or 2.
you avoided it.
Holy
I don't know how you found a fair price on your card.
This trend has fucked everything up.
Dude,
PC gaming's dead.
Fuck
PC...
cryptocurrencies.
No. We had that episode. Was it 2 weeks? Yeah, no, last week talking about
this.
Yeah, we could talk about, well, not just this, but it's like, hey, instead of buying a new graphics card, why not just play all these games that are not so intense? It's fine. There's plenty of those.
I mean, at this point, it's like, hey, why don't you just buy... I mean, everyone says it, but buy a pre-built PC.
Yeah,
those prices are not going up.
Some of them are priced like they were when they were built, when cards were a lot cheaper.
You know what's crazy? Like you said, Freeman, Amazon is totally sold out, but I'm sure people are still buying them at the prices that they're at right now.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, here's the thing. Like, when my graphics card blew out 2 years ago, I went out and I just bought a graphics card. So I was like, I don't really want to sit around and not game for a month until, whatever's out there becomes available. It's more like, yo, give me a graphics card. I need to play right now.
I should totally try to sell my busted graphics card.
No, don't be that guy.
Yeah, be that guy. Be that guy.
Remind people
man.
that used graphics cards are not supposed to be a viable alternative.
No, Tim. Don't listen to him. Listen to the devil on your shoulder. Make money.
I mean, I'd only make like $100. I doubt anyone would buy it for more.
That's
Yeah, it's
$100 more
more
dollars.
dollars.
Yeah.
I was like, that's more money than what you had yesterday or today.
It's true. I am
Penny
Aren't
saved is a
live.
penny earned.
forever losing money.
I mean, that's the real truth.
This hashtag life.
Life's about
I'm
trying to
cons-
lose money slower than you're making it.
Right? That's what I'm
Actually.
saying.
Oh my god.
All right.
Keep going. What is
All right,
this?
we
I
said
have
all we
no
could say.
idea what this is.
All right,
You know
hold
what
on.
this is? Yo, this is that new hotness, Tim.
I'll give the
Better
backstory real
not
quick.
be.
It was last year. It was at
What?
one of the Nintendo Directs when Nintendo was showing off like
Oh.
all their third-party shit for Switch. Square Enix comes in and says, "Look, here's our new like RPG that we are making exclusive for Nintendo Switch called Project Octopath."
Oh,
and the
God.
idea behind it is there's your character can go down like 8 different profession routes, and depending on your profession determines how the story will play out. So it's supposed to like encourage replayability.
Not gonna lie, every single time I see Octo in a title, I think it's a sequel to Octodad.
No. This isn't. But this isn't. That's not going to be the title.
I
It's a
understand.
working title.
It's just
I-
a working title.
I get it, but still, every time I hear Octo in a game title, I'm like, oh, look, it's someone else doing an Octodad thing.
Whatever,
I
man.
get that it's
like
not.
This.
I'm just
Look,
saying-
man, the name's fine. This series is basically like a spiritual successor to their last Nintendo exclusive series, which was called Bravely Default, which is one of the
I've
worst
heard of
fucking
that.
titles because there were two
Yeah.
mechanics in that game. Default, where you could sit there and not do anything for a turn, but build up like an extra bonus turn, and then Brave, which was like add on extra turns to my shit at risk of not being able to move for like that many turns after. So like Brave Default,
Oh
fuck it.
my
The game's
God.
called Bravely Default.
No.
This was there's 8 paths that you can travel.
Octopath.
Octopath.
Yeah.
Fucking Japanese, so lazy.
Whatever, man. No,
fuck?
this is good. This is good. You know, I was kind of skeptical, right? Because I'm like, man, this writing is kind of shit. But the gameplay, the mechanics you use, not just in combat but out of combat, to help you out. Like, in the demo, right? There's this dancer, a whore, and she like seduces people, right? And she can have them temporarily be in the party.
Huh.
Right, and they can also like follow you around and like do shit.
Huh.
It's like
Wait, so-
pretty good.
Did you play this demo?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
on the Switch.
It's been out for September. I don't know if these details are correct, but Square Enix has announced they've gathered a lot of feedback from the initial demo, and they've like completely overhauled elements of the UI based on what they've heard. So they're really listening. They want to make this a good game. I don't know if they've updated the demo to include these changes, but like every news site started reporting about this 7 days ago. And I don't know where they're getting this info from. I'm assuming it's the demo got updated. But we'll test and investigate that for you, listeners.
I mean, that's what.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to imagine that's a way that some companies go, because wasn't that the big success of Neo? Like, Neo had that really popular beta, and people made lots of comments, and apparently they changed some stuff in the main game. I think.
I do
Probably I
not
don't know shit
recall.
about Neo.
I don't know. Whatever. What? Man, that's you know what game has lots of paths and lots of options though, Tyler? You
What?
should know now. Witcher.
What, The Witcher? Yeah, I started playing that game. Yeah, listeners, I started playing that. And B Cop. It's important for me to say that.
Gotta.
I have
clarify.
to. It's almost like I explained this to Leslie. It's almost as if. Actually, let me restart this again.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sure.
So years ago, right? Someone asked me, like, this was like a project in school. They're like, Tyler, if you can make one game right now that's like within scope, right? Like within scope that like you could do right now, what would you do? And my concept was,
It's
I
deep.
want to make a security guard game that's kind of like Papers, Please, right? Where it's like you have to go on calls, right? Like it's the same
Oh.
thing, but like the calls are like procedurally generated, and you have to do certain things throughout the day, and you have to fill a quota, and you have to have like do these certain things or else you're gonna get fucked.
And you get $5 to take home to your family every day.
Yeah, pretty much, right? It's like, oh, you can take bribes, right? Or like you can find $20 and like not report it or some shit like that, right? Typical security stuff.
Did you ever do that?
No, I didn't.
No, I mean, did you ever find? Yeah.
Oh, did I ever take bribes? No, I
No,
never took bribes.
Find $20 or something.
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, a
Who
lot.
the fuck would bribe
found...
you? Why would anyone bribe you at your old job?
Yo, you want to know who tried to bribe me?
No way.
The people from Deadliest Catch. I shit you not.
Are you for real?
One of the crews. So, in my town, right? This is a fun story. This is a nice thing.
Baby.
So Cash Cab. Are you guys familiar with the show Cash Cab?
I watched it.
Cash Cab's fun as hell.
Yeah. So Ben Bailey is from my town, Morristown, right?
Oh, really?
And while he wasn't hosting Cash Cab, he hosted this like Q&A thing at our town theater, and he would get like these like B, C-list celebrities to come through, and they would hang out. And so one of the people that he got was one of the crews from Deadliest Catch.
No way.
Yeah, and they were
man.
staying at the hotel that I was security at, right? And I was working the post, and it was like,
what's the post?
the lobby. Sorry,
Okay.
the lobby of the hotel. Yeah,
No, it's
I was
fine.
sitting in
That's
the
why
lobby
I
of the
asked.
hotel. It was like 3:00 in the morning. It was late as hell. These motherfuckers were still up drinking. I'm like, holy shit. Also, Ben Bailey's a tall motherfucker. He's like 6'5".
Yeah, he's actually huge.
Yeah, he's fucking tall. And so one of those guys, they came over. They're like, yo, so I hear this county basically becomes dry after 1:00. I'm like, yeah, unfortunately. He's like, oh, well, like, what would it take for you to get us behind that bar there? I was like, excuse me? And he's like, yo, how does it? And he pulls out, I shit you not, a $50 bill from his pocket. He's like, how does this sound? I'm like, yo, tack on like
4 of those.
I was like, no, I was like, yo, I told him straight up, I was like, do you have like, I said some number. I was like, do you have $100,000? He's like, why is it $100,000? I'm like, that's how much it's gonna take.
Damn.
Because I gotta pay my student loan. And he's like, all right, that's fair. And he goes back to his table. I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't even know who they were at the time. And like my supervisor came over. He was like, yo, you know who those guys are? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
They're the bribe guys.
Yeah, I was like, well, they tried to bribe me. He's like, oh. Well, did you take it?
Cap.
I'm like, what the fuck? No.
Dude.
Fuck out of here.
Your supervisor being like, dude, why didn't you take the bribe?
Oh my god.
Tyler, I would have
work
let
with
you get
some
away with
fuck
it.
people.
Tyler, he probably would have taken a cut and let you get away with it.
$50?
Dude, you could have had $40.
That's
No.
$40 more than you had yesterday.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But man, that was some funny shit. I
God.
couldn't believe it.
That's great.
But anyway,
Yeah, back to real world instead of the
back yeah, so basically it's like someone took my idea though for this security guard game and made a beat cop game out of it. And in addition, they were like, yo, what does Tyler like? Oh, he likes that 80s cop aesthetic.
Oh,
We're gonna give
man.
him that. And so it's like they made this game specifically for me, and it's great.
So would that count as Freeman's synthwave shit, or is that I genuinely
Yeah.
okay?
So it's got some synthwave to it, but it's not 100% committed. This isn't like
not like
Yeah.
Hotline.
Hotline Miami. Like that's the real shit.
If you've ever like,
Down.
yeah, they tried very hard to not have like that new the
The new
current age synthwave. They
It's
were
trying to
very
be like classic 80s.
classic, like Miami Vice type 80s.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's very simple, very it's a point and click adventure game pretty much
Oh, okay. That's kind of
that
neat.
takes place in one setting.
We went way off topic.
We
That's
did.
fine.
I-
Just
I-
throw beat cop in the middle as a topic.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
just
fine.
throw B Cop
I mean-
and Witcher.
Well, it's all Well, didn't even talk about Witcher.
True, I guess just
I
games
said
I'm
Witcher,
playing.
and you're like, "Hey, Witcher and B Cop."
Because that's what I'm playing.
It's pretty much just a continuation of last week. We just ramble about video games.
Yeah,
Fucking Witcher, though. Oh my god.
fucking Witcher. That game is hot fire too.
So I just gotta say, so right before we recorded our Magic podcast on Sunday, Freeman's like,
I
"How
was-
long
I
have
was
you
late
put
to
in?"
it.
Freeman's like, how long have you put in? And I'm like, that's a good question. So I spent 5 minutes desperately trying to find out where the game tells you how long you've been playing. Finally find it buried away in a menu. 59 hours and 58 minutes as of Sunday before our Magic podcast.
God
but I
damn.
played after that, and I played yesterday, and I played at least an hour today. So
That's
I'm
rookie
probably at like
numbers.
65 hours. I'm not even
Rookie
that far in the...
numbers.
I mean, I'm pretty far in the game, but I've done like every single side quest of it. I actually have only one Witcher contract available and a bunch of treasure hunts. I have finished every side quest I have and all but one Witcher contract that I have. It's pretty legit.
Nice.
It's fucking fun.
That's nice.
I really hope you get into it after you finish your cop game, Tyler.
I'm playing both of them at the same time because I think my eye's twitching after like playing B Cop. It's like it's like Papers, Please, where you have to be very detail oriented in what you do.
So you're basically stressing yourself out playing a video game.
Yes, it's great.
Dude, Papers, Please is fucking work.
Papers, Please is. Yo, I love Papers, Please.
Papers, Please is fun for about an hour, and then you're like, Jesus, I'm sad.
Oh shit, a dude with a bomb vest came in and blew up the fucking gate.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
Yeah, so
Final
we're talking about
Fantasy.
bad games, though.
Yo, we were talking about hot fire. Now it's time to talk about just hot trash. So I didn't even know this was a
Damn.
thing until I had the misfortune of looking at the screenshot for this.
oh my god.
Square Enix has announced Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. And it's launching on February 9th for iOS, Android. Point is,
Freeman, can you announce what your tagline in the show notes was for this?
I wrote "End my life" on February 9th.
My life on February
So,
9th.
like, I saw it. I'm like, wait, these screenshots make it look like it's the actual full Final Fantasy 15 with this like actual trash chibi art style. And lo and behold, it is the entire campaign of Final Fantasy 15 in low-res chibi style ported to mobile.
Yep.
I can't believe they're doing this.
The character models look
Or
like
they're
shit.
like,
Okay.
just Google Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
I was gonna
Just
say I
Google
have to
images.
look at this because
It has to be some of the worst.
Listeners, you
character
too. I'm
models
talking to
I've
you
ever
too. Go Google image Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. This is the worst shit I've seen.
I
is.
can honestly see why they would do this. I mean, it's just free
Easy money.
Yeah.
seen. Yeah,
Easy
it's
money.
free money, but God,
But it's
for what end?
artistic integrity.
Yeah, the graphics are
There's something else. I wouldn't quite call them graphics.
I mean wow, I mean Made in Abyss is like amazing chibi shit, but this looks like trash.
No, that's art. This is something else.
These look
Yo,
just
I'll watch,
weird.
and the listeners know I'm not a big fan of chibi shit.
Nope.
I'd watch Made in Abyss like 100 times over.
So here's the thing. This is gonna sell a lot. Sorry guys.
Yeah.
I hate it. I fucking hate that mobile's the
Yeah.
future.
I'm
This is
sure, but like
hot trash.
dude, if you stripped away the entire art, like if you stripped away how it actually looks, it's honestly kind of impressive that they crushed the whole game to play on a phone or
I'm not gonna
tablet.
lie. It actually is pretty impressive. They managed to figure a way to get the engine.
Yeah, if you can
If they
get
did,
past
or at least
Yeah.
just get the combat system in.
the art style.
Like the art style is trash, but the technical aspect of it is really cool. That's impressive to me. I mean, I would never, ever, ever play an RPG like that on a phone or tablet, but you know that a lot of fucking teenagers are going to be doing it.
The problem
yeah.
is, and I hate myself for this, I've been waiting for Square Enix to release the next handheld RPG that I want to play. So we go from
It's here.
fucking talking about Project Octopath, and then Square's like, wait a second, I got one for you right now. Let me pull one out of the back.
Oh yeah.
Disgusting.
literally pull one out of the back.
But on the
For
topic
money.
of stuff that's hot and
Oh,
fire,
yeah.
should we move on
This
to
is
something?
dude, this is
a little
great.
Yo, this isn't even nerd shit.
Dude,
This
it's
is just
This is just
great.
cool.
no, it's
Good
nerd
news.
shit because it's clearly a guy who just doesn't give a fuck, who's a giant nerd doing literally whatever he wants.
Yeah, we're talking about Elon Musk
Musk.
Selling
flamethrower.
so actually as you guys were talking, I opened up Twitter on my phone for a second and just saw 3 minutes ago an update from Elon Musk, because I just followed him on Twitter a little while ago. 15.5 out of 20,000 of these flamethrowers have been pre-ordered.
Yup.
Oh my god.
There are 2,500 flamethrowers left for pre-order.
Yo, people are going to die.
Yo, I won't lie.
This is amazing.
I won't lie. If I didn't buy my rifle, I would have bought this.
So here's the funny thing. Apparently in California, there's a state senator or something who wants to pass legislation
he's
to
trying
stop
to ban
this.
it.
Dude,
Yeah.
way to be way too fucking late to have any impact on this.
That's the thing. ATF is like ATF came out about this when Elon Musk announced it. They're like, well, you can have a flamethrower as long as it doesn't shoot more than 10 feet.
Dude, I saw that he posted on Instagram a video of him like turning it sideways so you can see the flame. The flame is like maybe 4 or 5 inches long.
Yeah, it's not serious.
And then he runs at the guy with the camera with this big grin on his face. It's fucking hysterical.
It's only $500.
This
only
crazy
$500.
dude. We could all go in on a flamethrower like actually easily.
Yo, you trying to go in on a flamethrower? you Friedman, you trying to get in on a flamethrower?
Thinking about it.
I mean,
we have that triple birthday party coming up over the summer again.
I don't know, man. If I buy a flamethrower now, that's one flamethrower I didn't have yesterday.
that's what I'm saying. And it'd be like a timeshare. It'd be like Sister of the Traveling. It's like Sister of the Traveling Pants, except with like a flamethrower.
Brotherhood of the Traveling Flamethrower.
Dude,
Brotherhood of the Traveling Flamethrower.
that sounds like a
It'd be
way
great.
better movie.
Oh,
Holy
easy.
shit. Dude, the best part is this looks like a futuristic laser gun. It doesn't even look like a flamethrower at all.
No.
Oh my god.
We could tie this to Weeb News because
Oh jeez.
what's his face? Oh, not Weeb News. Sorry, I jumped the gun on that. Randy
man.
Pitchford
Oh.
from Borderlands.
Oh, someone burned his face off so he couldn't talk lies about games anymore, huh?
Goddamn shit.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Not gonna lie, that was a little more than I thought, but dude,
God damn.
dude, it's deserved. Come on, this guy seemed like he
Damn.
seemed so cool, and now it just seems like he's a big liar, man.
Oh, hold
Keep
on.
going, Tyler.
Yeah. So they're talking about Borderlands, right? He's like, "Yo, I want to put this gun in Borderlands."
Oh my.
And then just Elon Musk just tweets back one word, "Sure."
That's all you need, dude. That's all the legality
you-
you need.
That's all the
my
legality
God.
you need. He's cool with it.
Seal of approval.
Oh, he doesn't care, dude. Elon Musk is just doing whatever the fuck he wants.
I was explaining to Freeman, I'm like, "Yo, he's just a dude who has money." He's like, "Yo, I think it'd be cool if I did this." Wait a second,
I'll
it'd be
go
cool
do
if
it.
everyone had this.
Dude, how can I
Oh.
shift the whole world by deciding what I want to do? Let's build a giant battery in Australia in 100 days. Yeah, why not? That sounds fun.
Why not? I got the money. Oh shit! Wait, I'm making money off this. I guess. Sure.
That's just
Whatever.
fucking nuts.
It's just money,
I don't know how he just prints this money.
right? God, fuck Elon Musk, and I love this guy.
Dude, he's so
at the
cool.
same time.
He tweeted out a picture earlier tonight from Cape Canaveral. Yeah, here it's right here. It's the Falcon Heavy and Falcon 9 rockets in the same shot, so you can see them a few miles apart.
Oh wow!
There's just 2 spaceships. He just has a company with 2 spaceships ready to launch on Tuesday and tomorrow, and so next Tuesday and tomorrow. Like,
yeah,
what?
he's Elon Musk. He does what he wants. I got money.
Dude, let's build electric cars. Let's build giant tunnels for fast transportation, and then let's go into outer space. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Every time people talk about Elon Musk doing things, I just flash back to that scene from Iron Man with Tony Stark did this in a cave with a box of
Dude,
scraps. That's how I feel about Elon Musk doing literally everything.
Elon Musk is the guy who you could easily see building an Iron Man suit and flying around.
Yeah.
He is Tony Stark. He's the closest we have to Tony Stark.
Dude, he made PayPal in a cave.
He
In a
made
basement.
PayPal in a cave.
With the box of code.
Wait, but who's the question is who's the guy saying that? What other company like that is the one saying he made PayPal in a cave with a box of scraps?
It's like it's Zuckerberg or something.
Oh no, Facebook News, Fox News.
What?
Because it'd be fake. I don't know.
Oh
You're
my-
asking who would be saying this.
No, I'm saying like in terms of what other
Like,
money
who's, like, wants
money
to, like, mimic
platform.
what he's doing.
Oh.
No. I'm saying like what money platform that like is struggling to get off the ground would just be like he made PayPal for nothing.
Oh, yeah. God damn it.
I just want to chime in with a really cool magic thing. This is not even news because me and Freeman obviously had our whole podcast that's coming out in a few days on magic. But
Get excited for it.
I sent you guys a Twitter post from Morrow with a pretty crazy stat. So me and Freeman on the Magic Cast that you guys are going to be able to hear probably on Friday or Saturday. Apparently the second phase of the Great Designer Search happened, and 3,085 people took the multiple choice test after they submitted their essay answers about a week ago from today.
Yeah, roughly.
3 people. This is a 75 question test. 3 people got perfect scores, and because of how many people submitted to get the amount they wanted, people with 73 correct answers or higher get to go on to the next phase, which is 94 people out of 3,085.
They had to really thin the herd for this one. They had a lot more people than the last time they did
Oh
this.
yeah, there were apparently
So
there
they
were
were pretty
50 questions
aggressive.
last time, and it was like 44 or higher, or even 42 was enough to get in. And now it's like you have to miss 2 questions, and that's it.
You gotta be perfect.
That's impressive. Those
Yeah,
people.
this is Magic saying we need to make standard really good. Let's get the best of the best.
Let's really trim this shit down.
The creamiest of the crop.
Yep.
But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because that was some real cool news. Also today, Wizards put out some really cool because it's the 25th anniversary this year. Freeman, I don't know if you saw this. On their website, they put out this really cool timeline of all the major events in Magic's history, and it's like got really it's one of those really well graphically designed things. It's just really cool. You just see what happened each year, like what sets came out, what the breakdown of like rarities and stuff is, and
there's a lot of shit in here.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool little. I don't know how interactive it is. I didn't mess around with it much. But
I think it's just an image you scroll through. I don't see anything.
I think it is, but
still,
it's just
interesting.
I mean, you're looking at it. It's really
I'm gonna
well
read
done.
through this.
But yeah, I guess we can talk about the thing coming out in a few months. I found out about today.
I'm a little annoyed because there wasn't a good transition point here. We're just gonna have to go straight into the Weeb shit.
Pretty much.
All right, so and it's a light week. We'll go through this pretty fast. The first one, and the one that's most important for everyone speaking on this podcast, is we got Hero Academia Season 3 information this week. The second thing we heard this week was the confirmation of, yes, it is definitely spring this season. I think it's April 7th is going to be the air date of the first episode of Season 3 of Hero Academia. But this announcement comes with implications. So I don't know if I brought this up last week about... did I bring this up? So Attack on Titan, they announced which channel it was going to air on.
You didn't say anything about this for...
Okay, so this is super important. So this happened after the podcast aired.
I don't even remember you mentioning Attack on Titan like that.
So Attack on Titan Season 3, they got their the channel it's going to air on announced. And everyone's very concerned because I feel like we had this conversation. It's announced that it's going to air on the NHK, which is basically the Japanese equivalent of the BBC.
Do you remember this, Tyler?
No.
Who did I have a conversation about this recently? Because I feel like word for word I told this to someone over Discord. Anyway, sorry, listeners, this is getting boring for you.
Maybe
so they announced it's going to air on the
NHK.
NHK.
I don't know.
And essentially NHK is this public broadcast network. So everyone was very concerned, does that mean the next season is going to be more heavily censored because they can't show some of the things that are happening in the next season. And the production committee took to Twitter to say that we haven't instructed our animators to censor anything they wouldn't have in previous seasons. And that's all fine and dandy, but the problem is the network makes the final decision about which part they put white lines and black bars over. So everyone's a little concerned that the TV broadcast is going to have all this crap on it, and Crunchyroll, who's most likely getting, because Funimation's paying through the nose for it, they only get the TV broadcast versions. So if something's censored, the rest of the world gets it censored too.
Fuck.
And they typically don't stream the Blu-ray version when it comes out because they don't want it to eat into sales otherwise. So you're going to have to buy that from Funimation, which is a little shitty. But the good news about the Hero Season 3 air date and slot being confirmed is that the slot it's airing on has an almost impeccable record of only being filled with shows that are 24 to 26 episodes. Ooh. Meaning we will not be getting a short Season 3 where you're getting a full length 2-core Season 3 just like Season 2. And I'm happy to say this because I incorrectly reported that Food Wars was getting this treatment before we unfortunately found out it was getting that split core at the last second. Look, it was going to be 2 cores and they delayed it. I was right. But on top of that, I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm going to link you the article. But prior to the release date getting announced, they did show off the artwork for some of the new characters being featured.
I absolutely intentionally didn't look at this. I don't want to see it until the show comes out. And
Tyler, maybe these characters might fit your aesthetic, given that you just bought that Cat Diva skin in Overwatch.
Yeah.
But a lot of these cat characters showing up in Season 3, and one guy at the bottom who's got... I love his character design.
This is my fetish.
Fine, I fucking have to look now. You guys are assholes.
just don't read anything about their quirk names or anything. Just look at their characters.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the characters.
I thought the quirks were all in Japanese. Yikes, this guy's fucking terrifying.
Anime News Network provided us with like picture subtitles.
Wait, you like the guy with just the devil horn hat?
Look, so there's a reason why.
Seriously?
I like him. Dude, he looks like another character from another show.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was because you already knew what his quirk was or something.
Oh, no, I don't know what his quirk is. I read what his deal is, but I don't want to get into that.
I read what his deal is.
I keep accidentally glancing at them, and then I'm like, no, I have to not read this. I can't read this. Even though as soon as they appear on screen, you know their quirk. It's going to go, this guy's name, quirk, this thing.
What's his quirk name is Rubber Arms. I wonder what his power is. Anyway, moving on to another hype anime. Darling in the Franxx. Episode 3
God,
came
I still
out
need
this
to watch
week.
this. Fuck.
And so like I said, episode 1, the theme is there are robots. Episode 2 is about sexual compatibility. Episode 3 is about cuckolding.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's about being sexually compatible with robots.
It's about infidelity. This show, but it's all about robots. Like I am
so it is
absolute. No, there were robots, but you don't understand. You need to watch this show. This
you don't understand.
One giant allegory. But thankfully, much like with Kill la Kill, and I'm sure you guys have seen the Kill la Kill video with the phrase "Don't lose your way."
No.
Okay, it's backstory. Kill la Kill, the hero theme, the one where they start winning, is this very loud and obnoxious song composed by composer Yukihiro Sawano, who's known for doing these big these drops. Suddenly the singer's screaming and the loud music's playing. He did like the entire soundtrack for Titan. So this song was in Kill la Kill where beat drops and suddenly the singer screaming, "Don't lose your way." So the big thing for Kill la Kill was, oh man, is my way lost this week? Way status, not lost. So, but the thing about Darling in the Franxx is, and I described this last week, is that it's all about, people pair up, they pilot these robots called the Franxx, and the one really good girl keeps calling the main character her darling. Military won't let this guy back inside of his robot because they're like, we don't know what'll happen if you pilot it again. So Darling hasn't gotten in the Franxx in 2 episodes now. So no one will shut up about the show actually being Darling not in the Franxx.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
To the point the top comment is like, Darling status, not in the Franxx.
Oh my god.
Not in the
These memes just write themselves. I'm hoping that this just becomes anime of the year. I'm really hyped. Anyway, moving on to shit that shouldn't be anime of the year.
Early anime of the year.
I'm joking.
Oh,
I don't know.
yes.
We're 3 episodes into a full season.
Let's talk about a great show.
So, we're going to talk about Sword Art Online real quick. So probably the worst part about Sword Art Online. Okay, the worst part about the first half of the first season of Sword Art Online is that it ended very abruptly. The plot of Sword Art Online is they're trapped in this video game. They need to get to like the 100th, 200th level or something to get out. And halfway through, or not even halfway, the 4th episode, they start skipping levels, which was like, well, what's the point of there being numbered levels? And they're just jumping very aggressively. So they skip to like floor like 120 where shit goes down. Like they never even get to the end. So the author, realizing how much people are like, why don't you like flesh out that world? Like show us the world that everyone got really into. He's like, fine, I will. So no, this has been doing this for a while. So he started rewriting the novels of that first game, Sword Art Online, where he's like, I'm going to explain floor by floor what happened to all the characters. And it was very well received because Sword Art Online he wrote when he was like 16. He wrote this like 8-9 years ago at this point. So his writing has improved. And when he went back to redo it, it was really well done. But the important thing is that they announced that Sword Art Online Progressive, which was the entire novel series, is ending its production run in February. And it's going to conclude with an announcement, which I'm thinking is probably going to be the official air dates of both the new Sword Art Online as well as the spinoff about Gun Gale Online.
Wait, why is that going to be a spinoff?
So, the first half of season 2 of Sword Art Online took place in a game called Gun Gale Online, but he wrote an additional novel in his free time about other characters in that game that were unrelated to Kirito and his bullshit. Because this guy's really good at creating game universes and then ditching them because Kirito needs to find a new girl that isn't his waifu to like hang out with, and that's like his main objective. But he creates these great worlds people want to hear more about, so he'll write these spin-off novels, and they're well written enough that people want their own stories because it's not the usual Kirito's OP bullshit. It's more like, oh wow, this is a story about like people who are in VR shooting games and actually trying to win tournaments. So hopefully we get an announcement there. I want to see Sword Art not be shitty. I want to see the movie, which apparently wasn't shitty.
All my faith has been lost in that show.
Yeah.
Like after, you know what the fucked up part is, right? Like when they got to Gun Gate, I'm like, yo, this is my aesthetic. Yo. And the way they handled it, I was like, wow, they actually took something I really enjoy that they couldn't fuck up with me, and they fucked it up. I didn't think they would actually do that.
They ruined it. They had a shot at redemption, and they fucked it up.
Spoiler, when the CIA gets involved, I was like, no, absolutely not.
Nah,
get the fuck out of here.
We're the VR division of the CIA.
I was done. I was like, you lost me here.
All right, I'll just jump real quick on the next one. So Crunchyroll got a bunch of shows from Funimation, as well as some stuff that Funimation didn't even own, such as the OVA for mine and Luigi's favorite wholesome show from last year, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. But hold up. So here's the important thing. The implication is that Crunchyroll may be trying to acquire the OVAs for series that it previously didn't get. And normally I wouldn't bring this up, but a lot more shows that don't know if they're getting a new season will do a one-off OVA episode that includes really important shit. And then when you get to the next season, you're like, whoa, I missed something. And the shining example of this is when you start season 3 of Food Wars, they kind of have this brief flashback where someone was like, oh yeah, I remember meeting everyone on the Elite 10, except you don't remember this shit. You want to know why? Because it happened in an OVA that was never released outside of Japan.
Oh my god.
So if Crunchyroll is able to get a hold of these OVAs as they're airing, I would be so happy. Because it means I don't have to like jump through hoops to either sell the 7 Cs or guesstimate what happens in an OVA before a new season starts.
Would be nice.
Yeah. In addition, they got like Spice and Wolf Season 2, which Luigi loves, and they got a bunch of other random stuff. Like they got 100 episodes of Case Closed.
Wait a second. Now I'm confused because now I'm thinking about it. And I know this is like, well, I guess it's on top with OVAs. Isn't the whole point of OVAs for them to be separate from the main story? Like, as in, like, they have nothing to do with the main story?
So, no. OVAs are just sold separate from the original series. Usually they were just basically, you could sell a show on DVD, or I could say this limited edition OVA, 1 episode on 1 DVD for full price. And it was basically a fundraiser for the studios. So especially in the way back 90s, early 2000s, the OVAs were always extra episodes, stuff that wasn't in your main plot. But now that we've gotten to the point where no one does 52 episode shows, no one does these long running shows, you get 12 episodes to make or break. The OVA may just be like the continuation.
Mm.
Like I know there's one show, it's not particularly amazing. Ah My Goddess. It was a pretty, wholesome romance, but after a while they like, we don't have funding for another season. They're like, well, what if we do an OVA? It's popular enough. So they kept releasing these one-off DVDs that had like the next plot in an episode to the point where there were like 5 OVAs where it's like it could have just been its own series to continue it, but it was mostly just like a fundraising thing.
Gotcha.
But for Kobayashi, that show was just 100% like episodic stuff. So this OVA is from the manga, but it's not plot heavy. Like Food Wars, I was actively pissed that I just missed a core chunk of the plot. But yeah. So moving on to the next one. So I put this.
God.
So I realized I just keep bitching about Netflix. So I put in a header here before I had any news called "Look What Netflix Did This Week," and they had something about their original anime. I don't remember. It clearly wasn't that important. But what is important is that I had been complaining about the live-action Full Metal Alchemist movie. I didn't even put the title of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what is this?
Yeah,
that's just shitty. That's all it needs.
The live-action FMA movie, which I think has already premiered in Japan. Netflix announced that they have the international streaming rights to this movie.
Of course they do. And
they're releasing it to the general public on February 19th because their data shows that people love binge watching FMA. So yeah, this movie's gonna be hot trash. But the fact that I will not have to pay,
I'm looking right now,
or pirate it means I'm probably just gonna watch it to see how bad it is.
I refuse.
I want to know how shitty this is.
Do you really?
Reviews. Oh wait. Oh, it has a.
What was that, Tim?
IMDb has a 4.5 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes has a 20%.
Oh,
hell yeah! That's how you know it's certified fresh. Holy shit!
Yeah, apparently, yeah. It sounds like it just rushes.
Yeah,
what a shock!
You can't compress a whole show into a movie, let alone make it
a multiple season show too. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
But hey, Alphonse looks great.
Oh god!
The one
was it? They got an Asian to play him, right?
I don't know.
Or not? Sorry,
Mr. Armor.
Ed. Mr. Armor. He looks. Oh yeah.
He looks great. He looks exactly like
the easy part to do, right?
I know. That's the fucking joke. God damn.
All right.
Oh, there's
the last.
Oh man.
The very last item on the list. I'm going to show you guys this during the break because it's just absurd. So once again, the anime subreddit's up to no good. So I go on there on Thursday, or no, yeah, it was like Thursday afternoon. I go on, and someone posts this video, and it's like the third up on the list, and it says,
"Oh boy,
me and my fellow RAs at our college decided to do a video project for our big introduction to all of our spring semester students, and we decided to spoof an anime opening." I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be like the cringiest shit.
Sure is.
And then I see that like the what's it called, the thumbnail for the video. And it's a parody of Hunter x Hunter, but it says Hinman x Hinman. And I'm sitting there like, oh no. Hinman was the housing block I was in Binghamton University. Please don't be what I think it is. And the fucking RAs from my old dorms remade shot for shot the second Hunter x Hunter opening.
Oh
like
my
one
God.
guy got way too into it and cosplayed like the clown character from the show. And like in the comments, like, yeah, he didn't watch anime. He watched it just to figure out like what the deal with his character was. But his character doesn't show up to like episode 23 or 24. He ended up watching all 100 and whatever episodes just because he got hooked on it.
I have Hinman x Hinman found, Tyler. Freeman can't hide it from us, so we can watch it on the
I was going to show you, but I was going to say, before you do that, watch Hunter x Hunter opening 2 so you understand the context of what they're trying to do.
Why? I think it's funnier just watching.
No, it's not.
Really?
Watch the original opening and then watch how they mimicked it.
I gotta say, the title card looks. Oh Jesus!
The first 6 seconds are great, and then it just drops off.
No. I hovered over it, and for all I see is this animation is just like the YouTube little motion preview, and it's a guy with long blonde hair just picking up his hair and kind of flicking it off to the side, and that's all I fucking saw. I'm like, Jesus.
Jeez, I thought UAT was cringy as shit.
Yo, Binghamton's not much better.
This looks pretty cringy.
How many views does it have?
It was on the front page of the subreddit. It's got to have a decent count.
2.4K. You were saying, Freeman?
All right, that ain't really not.
Look, for what it is, that's a lot.
We of the anime subreddit are many.
Oh my god. Hunter x Hunter opening 2, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you know what? We'll do it during the break.
We'll do it during the break. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I know.
So that's all of our topics for now. I guess that's it for the Weeb shit this week.
Holy shit.
That was great.
They're fucking losers. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Now we know where Freeman got it. Where he really got indoctrinated, right?
Look. Look, I didn't do that.
It's
wasn't me.
important for the listeners to know that I didn't do
I
this.
did not have anime relations with that university.
Oh my
right.
god.
Oh,
All
shit.
right, let's go to break so you guys can watch this.
All right. So when we come, wait, what's our topic when we come back? Why don't you say
When we get back, we're finally going to do the much discussed what makes a villain truly great.
yeah, it's gonna be good.
And we're back from our break. We watched the greatest video that has ever been put on YouTube.
I'm so ashamed.
Please go watch Hinman x Hinman.
After watching the Hunter x Hunter opening too.
Yes, then you'll understand just how cringy it is. It's essential for feeling the cringe and seeing the effort that went into making this real.
It's a lot of effort, a lot of quality,
a
lot of cringe,
and no. Yeah, I feel like you have to like. There's like a syringe that someone has who makes a video like this that just says cringe on it, and they're like, "We need more cringe right here."
Inject it.
Just pour it into the computer so that it suffuses into the freaking file.
Oh god.
We need to feel the cringe. Anyway,
so this was a topic that I thought of a long time ago in a podcast in 2017.
Yep.
And this was right around the time that I had finished beating Final Fantasy 15 when I started just looking into everything, every bit of media around it. And they had these interviews with the cast members, and the voice actor for the villain of the game, Arden Izunya, who he's in everything. He's the voice of Reinhardt in Overwatch. He does a lot of like random voices and stuff. You'd be surprised. But he starts explaining what his motivation was for when he voiced Arden, because Arden is introduced as just this foreign diplomat who's trying to help you, and as it gradually gets revealed, he's the villain of the game. But his demeanor doesn't change. He's the same way throughout. And I thought it was interesting the way he acted. The point is, he said this one line. When playing a villain, you need to understand, every villain is the hero of their own story.
Yep.
And that line stuck out at me. And it made me think, like, why Arden is such a great villain. And then weeks later, the Final Fantasy 15 subreddit was piecing together this backstory that didn't exist. And it was just really expanding on, what Arden was and what his motivations were. And it blew him up as a character in my mind. And when I played through the game, it didn't stand out as too amazing of a villain until I really sat there and thought about, like, everything he did really kind of made him into a good villain. He didn't do anything that made me say, this is a shitty villain. Like, I remember playing Final Fantasy VII, and for a lot of the game, it's very unclear about why Sephiroth is actually the villain of the game. And this is my controversial statement of the day, is that Sephiroth doesn't meet my criteria for a good villain.
Ooh,
but
I
he's a whiny brat.
Yeah, fuck him. Anyway, the point of this topic is for us to discuss what makes a villain good, what makes them bad, and what are some villains that we like or dislike. So that was just the basic structure I laid down. We're just going to go through that.
Sweet.
Listeners, feel free to comment with villains you like or don't like, whether you agree or disagree with us. I feel like this is a good topic. I saw some of the comments from last week, and people have some strong opinions on it, and I like this. This is a good topic.
Yeah, the 3 people who commented do have some strong opinions.
Yo, but they were good comments.
I know. I'm not disparaging the
creator.
comments.
He gave us like an essay. I'm excited to read this one later on in the episode.
Yeah, we'll cover that at the end of the topic for sure.
All right.
But yeah, go ahead. Start us off.
So we'll jump in with what do you need to be a good villain? And I've got 2 criteria on my list of what it takes to be a good villain.
Okay.
The first item is fleshed out. You need to have some substance to your character. You can't be just the big bad. And I'll take an example from a recent movie. Let's take Snoke from the most recent Star Wars.
Oh, Jesus.
They show that he's strong, but I didn't actually care about him being the villain because I didn't know anything about him. Kind of to the same extent, because it was like that same week I watched Doctor Strange the first time. And like no one will shut up about how strong Dormammu is as a villain. But like he's just kind of this distant figure that everyone's talking about. And by the time you actually see him, you understand that he's like a threat to the universe.
Well, I'd actually say in Dormammu's case, it's a little not accurate, just because he's not really the villain. I almost see him as more of like, he's almost like a cosmic force.
You are right. It's
evil.
the other guys were basically the villain.
Yeah,
I guess in this case, he's like the oh, what's that item in every movie?
Check
Oh,
that, like,
the,
what's
the
the
Deus
trope?
Ex Machina.
No, it's like it's always the thing that like the hero needs just to get to the end of the movie, right? I forget what it's called.
Isn't that Deus Ex like the thing that helps?
No,
No, Deus Ex and things just like work out.
yeah, when it just happens, when it comes out of nowhere. Anyway, it's basically like that. I think what Tim is saying is right in this case. Like, yeah, he is a big bad, but he's not like the villain of the story.
He's like the weapon, but not really the instigator, I guess, is how I want to put it.
Point is, we don't really see him as a villain because of this. Like, we understand that he is, you know, a threat to the galaxy at large. Or...
I mean, he's like saying, oh no, he's going to unleash a bioweapon. Like, he's going to unleash a bioweapon named Dormammu. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They don't, like, they explain that he's been existing for all the time, and I understand he's essentially treated just as like a weapon in this movie. But that's what I'm saying. You don't think of him as a villain when, in actuality, he kind of is. But that's besides the point of what I want to get in this topic. But the less fleshed out your villain is, the less enjoyable it is to see what they're doing or why they're doing certain things.
I'd say at a point
agree or
that's
disagree?
true. I'd say that at some point you want to know a lot, but early on, mystery really helps you want to get interested in the villain. Like, I mean, the biggest thing about Darth Vader is, I know because he was on your list, I'm kind of skipping and cheating, but like, it's a big reveal about his relationship with Luke, and that, but it wasn't like, it's not like it was a big mystery before that, but it is the act of fleshing out the character. If you had just known that going in, it would have meant so much less.
So I think you're overlooking a very important point. When Star Wars came out, that wasn't what Darth Vader was. Darth Vader was the man who killed Luke Skywalker's father. And that's what all the
Like
viewers thought when they
originally,
saw the original Star Wars and when they went into theaters to see Empire Strikes Back. That's how Darth Vader was painted to them.
No,
and that was enough for you to, you know, resonate with Luke as the hero and say, this is the bad guy because of this bad thing he did in his past.
sure, but there's still lots of mystery to the character.
Oh no, there is. But I'm saying you need enough that you have an understanding of that character. If you know that character X is evil, but you don't really know why or what they've done, just like, oh, they're just the baddest person in the universe. It kills my interest in that villain.
Do you find out why your guy from Final Fantasy, like what he did to be evil?
Yes.
Like
it was like on screen he tells you why he's doing this. Like, it's a big twist when he starts doing what he does, and he starts explaining, like, because you've had bits and pieces of like the history of the universe throughout the game, and you find out that he's essentially been alive for 15,000 years. At the beginning of time, he tried to save the world, and essentially the gods of the universe didn't like that he was trying to save the world and forced him to just be punished for all eternity. And his only way of just ending life is to just get rid of the universe and say, like, look, us trying to save shit, it was a mistake. It needs to all end. And, like, that's the whole motivation behind the last fight.
That sounds like every Final Fantasy villain who wants to blow up reality.
No.
Yeah, that's what happens. You want to fucking... They all want to blow up the world.
Life is pain, so let's stop living because that's the solution.
That's not every Final Fantasy.
That's not every Final Fantasy.
They just want to blow up the world.
Everyone wants to blow up the world, but everyone needs a reason.
What's his face from Final Fantasy X?
Oh,
Mr.
Sin?
Hairboy.
Or sorry, Yu Yevon.
Yeah.
It's really Yu Yevon.
I can't really comment. I haven't beaten 10 yet.
Wait.
Yep.
Are we about to jump topics?
Wait, what?
No. I never knew this.
What, that he didn't finish?
No.
Oh.
I've kind of alluded to it without saying it, but no, I never finished 10.
Ooh.
I know, mind blower, right?
Ooh. Oh, thank God I'm already sitting down.
Oof.
It's okay. I already know all the plot twists.
Oh, I feel weak.
I know all the laughs.
I know
weak.
all the laughs.
Get the fuck out of here. You don't get to make that joke. Not here, not in front of me. You son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No,
right.
it's fine. No, we'll move on.
All right. So it seems like we're not getting traction on the fleshed out part. You guys believe that a villain can be shrouded in mystery and still be a good villain?
Definitely. I think
I think so. I think okay, the lead up, right? It's like, oh, we're gonna fuck this guy up, and then it's like, oh shit, maybe I was the bad guy.
Oh my god.
Womp womp womp.
Well,
Like for example, right? Have you guys played or heard of Spec Ops: The Line?
yes,
You guys have probably
I played
heard like you've played it.
I have a Let's Play of it up.
Oh shit! So there we go, full circle with the channel. So like Tim, right? It starts off like 3 dudes, they go somewhere, and it's like, oh hey, we're just gonna fuck this guy up. It's gonna be a good time, right?
Yeah.
And then as the further and further you go, it's like, oh man, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Things are getting really questionable, and then something happens. Without going into too many spoilers, you do something very questionable, but you do it because you think it's the right decision. Or like the characters do it because they feel like it's the right decision, and everything collapses from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow. And it makes you question like your own actions, what you're doing there, and like the villains,
So you know what's
like,
funny?
okay, yeah.
No, keep going. I'll say after. I thought you were done.
Oh, that's
Go.
pretty much it. Like, just questioning like, well, is the villain, is he doing wrong, or is he or she really doing just the best they can with what they got, and they're trying to just make it work?
So I actually now I might be remembering wrong, but I feel like I didn't love how Spec Ops ended.
It ended kind of weird.
I feel like there was a problem where I, as the player, desperately wanted to wrench myself along a different path, and I felt like the game was forcing me to do stuff that I really never, ever, ever wanted to do. Like, I think, isn't there a point
at the very end, or like?
I mean, isn't there a part where you're doing like a defense sequence? Oh, right. I remember
the white
specifically.
phosphorus you're talking about? Or?
I think so. Where like you're defending a position. And
yeah. So
yeah.
Want me to say the spoiler?
Go ahead. Sure.
I'm gonna say the spoiler because
Do it.
it's been years since this game.
No,
has come
anybody
out.
who hasn't seen it can watch. My LP's old, so it might not be as good.
Yeah.
But
That's
there's an
self-evident.
LP. No, but seriously,
there's a scene in the game though where these the 3 guys, right? Like the main character and like the other 2 guys that are with you, they find this white phosphorus like grenade launcher, like this mortar. And so they're like, wow, these are a lot of fucking guys. Like they see a lot of guys ahead of them. And they're like, there's no way that like we can get through this. We have this white phosphorus. And they're like, yo, this is like chemical warfare type shit. Should we be using it? And they're like, no, do it, because fuck them. They're gonna we either kill them or they kill us. So you use the white phosphorus, right? Like you're launching it. And then you go down and you look into the wreckage. You find out you don't kill just soldiers. You kill women and children.
yeah.
Damn.
And other civilians. And you're walking
this is the end
through.
of the game.
No,
This is getting towards the end.
Yeah, this isn't even that close to the end of the game.
Yeah,
This is when things really go off the rails, though. I'll say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is because like this is what happens, and you learn, like, that's the part where you learn, like, since you came there to fuck everything up, they started to evacuate the area. Like the bad guys started to evacuate like the area of all the refugees that are like in the area,
Oh,
and you
damn.
basically just killed them all.
So, here's the problem with that scene. You are the one who pulls the trigger on the phosphorus. I spent like 10 minutes just shooting at guys because I was successfully defending without using the phosphorus, and I didn't even want to. Like, I kept expecting to be able to not use the phosphorus. I think I died a few times. I was like, okay, no, I must be doing something wrong. I just need to keep killing the guys better, and I'll just hold them off, and I'll be able to get away. And it's like, no, you physically have to launch the phosphorus.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I think that was the point. It's like either
Fuck.
you use it or you die.
yeah, but no, I was doing fine
No.
without it.
You said you were dying, Tim.
Yeah, after I ran out of ammo and had no bullets left to shoot at these guys.
I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty realistic to the situation.
It's just
It's either that or you turn around and you're like, all right.
I remember is I feel like I remember being like, why are you forcing me to use this thing? Like, we weren't trapped, we weren't anything. I feel like there should have been a point where we could have just left. I don't know. That game had a lot of high ideals, and I feel like it kind of dropped a lot of them. I
can
really
see
don't remember that well. I honestly, I don't want to comment too much. I really watch the LP. Like people
Yeah, you
at
can
home.
watch the
I
LP.
super don't remember the game very well. I
I
remember.
liked.
Go.
Oh yeah, sorry. I liked that scene for what it was. Like as like the player, like you said, like it's something different. But like when it served the narrative's purpose, in my opinion. Especially like later on, finding out the motivations and shit like that. When it comes from like, I mean, the bad guy is still kind of a bad guy, right? But
Yeah.
it's like, well, he's just kind of working with what he has. Like he deserted for a reason. He tried to help these people, and you're coming here to basically just kill everyone because you were told to. And it's like that. Like that made me question. Like, damn, this is kind of fucked up. I like this.
Yeah.
Because it made me think about it.
Sorry, we got so far away from what we were talking about, Freeman. I feel like
which transitions is the next thing that makes a good villain. And again, this is not the rules of law. I want you guys to fight me on this one.
Oh boy.
On all of them. But I think in order to be a good villain, you need to actually be a threat to the main characters. Sometimes just played up for laughs. You take like Starscream from Transformers. He's never a threat. But people love him because he is comic relief. But if you want to be a serious villain, you need to be a threat. And I'm just going to keep the Transformers theme, but like as a kid, I loved watching the Transformers series. Megatron's a fucking awful villain because he's never actually a threat. Despite how powerful everyone claims he is, despite knowing the backstory and the war on Cybertron, he's a shitty villain because he never actually makes you worried that the protagonists are going to lose. And that was why it was so shocking, like in the first Transformers movie when just everyone starts fucking dying. Because it was jarring. The villains were never actually this strong before. And this kind of ties to which character was I going to bring up for this example? Again, I'm going to tie it back to Darth Vader because I'm going to retell this. The first time I watched the original Star Wars with my dad, my dad hyped up how cool Darth Vader was, and in the opening scene of Star Wars, Darth Vader walks in, looks around, and says, "Find her." And I'm like, "All right, I guess he's mean." But then, literally, his next scene, the next time you see Darth Vader on screen, outside of him kind of like chastising Leia, he's in the like the boardroom with Tarkin and the bunch of guys, and they start insulting like maybe this battle station isn't ready, and then that's when the Force choke starts. And that was the moment where I was suddenly afraid of Darth Vader as a villain, where I'm like, this is why he's the bad guy, and
this is why.
And it's that moment where you're like, this person is an actual threat, or like this is an actual roadblock that the characters have to overcome. That's when I think of them as a good villain and not just a character.
Do you know the villain?
You know the villain.
Get the fuck out of here! But like, especially what he does next. Like I watched that. Like when I watched it again, like when I was rewatching it with my friends, I was like kind of dissecting like the characters a lot more because this is the first time in over a decade, maybe even more than that, since I've seen the movies. So I went in as like, oh, my current self, and I'm like, what makes Darth Vader a good bad guy? And like I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier, but like how he just callously blows up a planet.
Yeah.
Almost like he's just pressing a button. He's just like, yeah, I can just do this.
I mean, he kind of can.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's some hardcore shit. Like he just doesn't care. He didn't give a shit. And I'm like, that is awesome. That makes a like a villain terrifying, like doing like really literal inhuman stuff like that.
Callous villainy.
Yeah, like I mean, like the Captain Planet villains like throwing stuff into the reservoir. That's evil. Like whatever, man. Like Skeletor kicked that puppy. I don't really care, you know. But it's when I see some shit like, oh wow, I'm gonna make you, or was it? I think now I'm thinking of a villain, like you do some shit like Griffith from fucking Berserk.
Yep.
Do some actual inhuman shit. I can't say it because it's gonna ruin it for you, Freeman.
I already know what happened.
Oh, you already know.
Like, you can't escape it. People won't shut up. I know what Griffith does. I know the monster he is.
Yeah, that has to be the most inhuman piece of shit I have ever seen, ever. And like, I like his villain because it's almost like you can understand, and this kind of ties back to like you can understand. It's almost like a person trying to achieve their dreams, right? Like it's like this is gonna sound really fucked up, but it's like there's a reason why all these women or all these dudes, they do the things they do to get parts in a movie or sign a contract for a record label. Griffith did basically the same exact thing. And what happens when you do some shit like that? Like what it takes to achieve your dreams. Sometimes it means literally killing all of your friends and family just to get there. And that's the thing. People do it all the time. If anything, he did the most human thing, right? And I'm not going into any spoilers or anything. But it's like you think about it every day. Like people will throw other people under the bus just for a position at a company, right? Or to get some more money.
Yep.
Or anything like that. And I thought, like, after I dissected that, I'm like, yeah, he's still a piece of shit and I hate him. But I understand why he did it. Especially why he was so strong in doing so. And it makes him like just as much as human as he is a monster.
I was gonna say relatableness really is important to making a villain. You can make villains that like aren't relatable. Like what the fuck? What was like the name that we just talked about? Doctor Strange guy.
Dormammu.
Dormammu.
Yeah, why? I totally blanked on that somehow. He's not
Never
relatable.
forget that name after hearing it over and over again at the end of that movie.
He's not. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I blanked. Like he's not relatable, but he's not. Again, he's not really the villain. But you can have villains that aren't relatable, like the Emperor. I don't think you like Darth Vader. You can kind of relate to because he went down this path. Like he was kind of tricked down this path. The Emperor is just happy enough to go down this path. He fucking loves it.
So he's like the prime example of he's just evil trope. Like you go into 6, you're like, I don't know, he's just got to be evil. He's got this whole empire.
He's just got to be evil.
He's just evil. I accept it.
Look at his face. That's the face of evil
for sure. But he's still a good villain because he does the menace so well. Like it's because
he's actually a threat, and that ties in the point. Like he is actually the strongest we've seen at that point.
Yeah. Like he is like, but that's on top of that, he's also not relatable because he is so powerful. But whereas he's slightly less interesting than someone like Darth Vader because he is so relatable. Like you could see yourself being tricked into making these same mistakes Darth Vader makes to go down this path. I'm not trying to only talk about Star Wars, I promise.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We're going to break the other stuff first, but
go ahead.
Star Wars is nice and easy to relate to. But,
yeah, everyone's seen it. It's ridiculous.
This one is actually kind of a weird one to bring up because I thought about it just a second ago. If you look at Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, he's a very odd story of a villain, mostly because by season 3, he's not really a villain anymore. But I remember going through season 1 of Avatar and thinking, he's like actually the shittiest villain so far. Like his motivation, like it's made clear. He's fleshed out enough that you know he's this prince who's been banished from his kingdom for speaking out against his father at a meeting. And it's, I don't want to say it's bad, but it was just like you saw the story and like, yeah, whatever, okay. And the entire first season, you can't really relate to him. He does some cool stuff. You realize, he actually is very threatening. He's one of the more talented firebenders you see in the show. But he's never really that much of a threat.
It also doesn't help that he's very young child the whole time. Like, he acts like a spoiled kid a lot.
And I don't know how the writers did it. I still can't even, describe it in words. But the way they transformed him in Season 2, and they did sort of kind of make him a little softer, but they fleshed out a lot more about, even though you already know his backstory, a little more into why he does the things he does. And you see him become stronger to the point at the end of Season 2. And I apologize if anyone hasn't seen Avatar, but I'm going to talk about the Season 2 finale. He doesn't become a protagonist there. He betrays the main cast and says, I am still the villain, and I'm going to fight you. And that fight was honestly amazing. He became the villain that was it was the villain that was needed at that point, because they realized he wasn't doing a good job as villain. They introduced his sister, who's quite literally just evil girl McFirebender for
Yep.
season 2, and they use that time to flesh him out and make him kind of this troubled villain. And I like that about him because you weren't sure if he was going to become a protagonist. It wasn't until season 3 they finally confirmed it, but it was the is he or isn't he? And once he finally drew his line and said, "I am still a villain," honestly, I thought it was great. He fit the bill for what a good villain needed at that point, and he transformed from what I thought was one of the shittiest villains in the cartoon up to that point.
I mean, to be fair, they probably didn't write him as strong as a villain because they had to know that he was going to kind of, work his way around, and it seems more difficult to believe. Like, you wouldn't have believed it if his sister had suddenly turned good.
Oh no, but it was the fact that it was during season 2, because like season 1 they had no idea they were getting. They wrote him explicitly as a villain, and they just kind of fucked it up. With season 2, they had already been confirmed they were going to get 3 books, and they're like, okay, cool. Let's start planning out how he becomes the Firebender teacher.
Exactly.
And this was kind of part of the plan, so they had time to like plan that one out. But like, if you look at him strictly from season 1, I thought he wasn't a very good villain.
For sure. I mean, he is just like, let's find the Avatar.
You gotta find the Avatar. Yo, catch the Avatar. Yo, I never finished Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's okay.
Okay,
I only
so
ever
I'm-
saw it because Val made me watch it.
I'm not going to spoil season 3 for you, but obviously you know that his dad, the Fire Lord, is up to no good considering fire.
Yeah, I know
So-
a lot about the show.
So
Yeah,
him,
Luke Skywalker, you're evil.
Yeah,
Mark Hamill voice. I
No,
forgot.
yeah, Mark-
Indiana. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Mark Hamill's in that show. I didn't know he was.
He's-
a
he-
When you finally meet the Fire Lord, he's actually the voice actor. That's why I made that joke. Not just to be
Yeah.
like Luke Skywalker. No,
Damn.
it's because it's Mark Hamill doing the voice of Fire Lord Ozan. Anyway, keep going.
I forgot where I was going with that tangent there.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Another tangent.
Well, no, this is related to what we're talking about. But do you guys have anything else needed for a good villain, or should we move on to, what makes a bad villain?
I'm trying to think of how to work in another character that you mentioned during the break. I can't remember his name whatsoever.
You talking
can
about
remember
Mr.
for
Handsy
later.
Kid from Hero Academia?
Yeah.
All right, Shiragaki.
Oh no! No!
Yeah, sure, got
I'd
one.
rather talk about Stain.
Oh, Hero Killer Stain from
Yeah.
Hero Academia.
Hero Killer Stain.
Hero Killer.
No, he's awesome.
So, of my 2 criteria I've said about fleshed out and actions to be a threat, he's not super fleshed out, but
Nope.
he like 110% fits the bill for is an actual threat,
He
and that's
is-
enough to make him a good villain.
You know what's scene? I mean, this is the easy take, but the scene that encapsulates that so much, like the 10 seconds where he's talking, and you see all the heroes have that freak out moment while he's talking.
Oh yeah,
It's so, and then you see like even Endeavor is freaked out by this guy. It's like, what the fuck? This guy is nuts.
I think a lot of what made him so good was just that up until that point there was no character that presented a threat as significant as this.
But even better is like his quirk is threatening, but it's so specific. And then you see him go up against these characters like fucking Todoroki. He's shooting fire and lightning everywhere, and Stain is just like athletic. And he's like, and the abuse he takes in that fight, and he just keeps going. Dude, it's menacing as fuck.
Actually,
It's
I want
awesome.
to piggyback off of that.
Okay.
And this kind of goes with, like, you bring up a good point, right? It's almost like, or it's like what I was kind of mentioning with Griffith earlier. It's like, if you see a lot of good villains, like, not only do they have, like the will or the drive, but, like, their tenacity is almost like a non-stopping freight train.
Yep.
Like, it just goes, and it's like, nothing can stop it. Like, the hero's like, oh, we have to do it because we have to do it, right? Like, because it's good. But like, the villain's like, no, I have to. It's either I die, like, either I do this or I'm gonna die trying. Like, there is no failure doing this.
It's also great because that's such a flip of, because usually the story is the hero is the one who refuses to give up. But when you see the villain with so much tenacity, it's not just like, there's a fine line between it being impressive and terrifying and just pathetic how the villain
Right.
won't give up. But
Like Stain, like that scene where
Yeah.
Stain gets fucked up and everybody's like, yo, and Torino was like, yo, this is terrifying.
Yep.
He actually won't stop.
Yeah. And like, so I actually just thought of this, and it doesn't fit perfectly, but I think it's honestly pretty close. If you just picture Stain using like a poisoned blade or something, Stain is practically like if Deku became a villain.
Just pure sheer will.
Yeah, like
Essentially.
it's totally like his quirk is useful, but you could easily just find a situation where instead of doing that as his quirk, like he always cuts someone.
Hold on, real quick, listeners who don't watch Hero Academia, this guy's ability is that if he tastes your blood, you just can't move for like a set amount of time.
It depends on your blood type and stuff.
Depends on your blood type. But points he freezes you in place. At this point, like you're just a sitting duck. He's going to kill you.
Yeah, and he's a big knife and sword guy.
Knows.
Yeah, sorry. I just didn't want to. I wanted to encourage people to watch it.
Well, we were talking about it in enough detail that like we should probably tell them what.
You're right. Yeah. So that's Stain's power, and the show premise is that the main character doesn't have any powers in this world full of people with powers. And my point is that you could easily find like, oh, he just puts a coating on his blade that's like a paralyzing coating. And 95% of what he does works fine. But he still, just through sheer will and tenacity, is utterly terrifying. And it's such a good contrast to Deku, who also got to where he is by just working crazy hard. It's like, in a world where Deku puts in all this effort, and yeah, he gets lucky, but, like, Stain had this falling out with being a hero, and he was like, I gotta fix this. I will dedicate my entire being to fixing what I think is this broken system, because he is the hero of his own story going back in the loop.
Yeah. You know, his motivation's one of my favorite, because he was so disheartened with how people are half-ass being heroes that he's like, I'm gonna try so much harder than all these other fake heroes, except I'm gonna point it at not being a hero to prove a point that I can be a not hero harder than you can half-ass being a real hero.
Yeah,
for
and
real.
That
Though.
level of like, fuck you, I hate you. That is what made his motivation great.
I mean, and thank God that they recognize that, like, his motivation can carry the whole series.
Oh my god!
Because after you meet him, the whole thing with the League of Villains. Obviously, there's not much time left. There's like a few episodes, but their whole thing is like, man, everybody likes Stain and is impressed by his tenacity. We got to ride that train because we have like no motivation compared to him, and people are drawn to that will.
Honestly, it was really good writing on the creator's behalf, because up until that point, the established villains of the show, despite having one pretty strong showing, them individually aren't that great villains. As a group, they're pretty cool, but the main villain of the show, the leader of the League of Villains, Shirogaki,
he's so lame.
He's meant to be creepier in the manga, and they did a horrible job in season 1 of portraying it, and they did a way better job in season 2. But his ability is that whatever he touches begins to decay. So if he touches you with more than like 2 or 3 fingers, your skin just starts decaying off.
I will say,
pretty cool power.
Personally, he's not, like, his character isn't super threatening, but his character design is super creepy from minute 1.
Creepy dude.
Like, the whole hands grasping him thing, it's just like,
yeah, it was.
Dude, it's still creepy.
For season 1 and most of season 2, they had a hard time drilling home exactly what kind of a threat he was. And then they did something that I thought was really interesting how they did it. At the end of season 2, he kind of ambushes the main character while they're at this mall, and he kind of just does this nonchalant kind of, I'm just gonna put my arm around your neck. Oh, what do you know? I got my hand around your throat, and I can decay your face. And it was just suddenly this character who never does anything. He's always on the losing end. He's almost at the point where he's turning into a comic relief villain at this point.
He sure is.
Suddenly has the main character's life like between his fingertips. And suddenly, in that moment, he becomes the threat and becomes like an actual villain in my mind.
When he does the thing,
that's it.
When he does that little motion where he has, so his thing, to get a little more specific, when he fully grabs a thing with all 5 fingers, it starts to decay. So what he does is he puts his hand around the main character's throat and has only like 4 hands. It's like his middle finger isn't touching his throat.
4 fingers are on. He's got one off, and he's like, look, Any second now, I can touch down.
But then he just starts moving his finger, and it's like if you picture the hairs on Deku's throat, he can feel the finger moving over his throat, and knows that he's like a millimeters from just having his neck decayed into dead meat. It's like, fuck, dude, that's terrifying. Which makes it even better when Deku actually keeps a cool head the whole time. Because it's like, he didn't just panic and freak out.
But he didn't.
Anyway.
Should have punched him in the dick.
No, but the fact that he totally, like, as soon as Deku's out of it, he's like, okay, we gotta call the cops. This is a big deal. He was here. He doesn't, like, just cower and be like, oh no, let's not tell anybody. It's not
went into action.
Yeah, it's not one of those
like a hero.
It's not one of those, we can't tell anybody about this. We need to take this information and use it against him. No, it's like, no, we're kids. We're totally out of our depth here. We can't do this on our own. Please, God.
Someone call the police. I can't deal with
Someone call an adult, please. An adult.
I need an adult.
This bully came. He put his hands around me. It was creepy. I think he's gonna shoot up a school.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right, anyway, so we're moving on.
All right. So I wrote down what makes a bad villain, but I honestly didn't have too many good points for this one. I wrote the first one, I fucking hate this. Comic relief when it isn't needed. Nothing kills a villain for me more than this. And I know everyone loves Rogue One, and I know the two complaints people have are my complaint that I didn't think the character is memorable enough, and the other complaint is that Darth Vader has this one little bit where he makes that choking joke, and that like 100% killed it. It was that unneeded comic relief. Was
a quarter of Darth Vader's menace in the like galactic pool was just drained
gone.
away.
That was the big example I was pulling for that one.
Like, it's fine that you want to have humor, but not Darth Vader. No, please.
It
depends on anyone else.
It depends on the tone of your movie. If you have a villain who's just like very cocky, like you only take like Loki from the Thor movies.
He can make jokes all he wants.
He can make jokes because that's the tone of the movie. That's the tone of his character.
Well, also it's been established, in the movie that he's going to make jokes, not 5 movies later.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah,
But the other one that I had for what makes a villain bad is unclear goals. And to tie this into my original controversial statement about Sephiroth is that I went through most of 7 going, I'm not entirely sure why Sephiroth is trying to kill everyone.
Oh, you mean he's trying to destroy the world, huh?
Well, so I go through the game, and you hear the backstory of he and Cloud, who you find out wasn't Cloud, it was go on this mission to this reactor, and they get there, and Sephiroth sees this like alien body known as Genova, and he's like, oh, that's my mom.
That's mommy.
So he fucking blows up a town, and he disappears.
Oh my God.
And he's trying to destroy the world.
This is great.
And that was my takeaway from the very first time I played 7.
Final Fantasy.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But like, that's fucking awful motivation. Like, that's actually fucking terrible.
It's still cool as fuck, though.
Best game of all time.
7 foot long Masamune.
Yeah, dude. God. No, like, I think Sephiroth, at the end of the day, is a bad villain. Shit, we got even worse heroes. We got a dude who ends up becoming brain dead halfway through the game. Spoiler.
Wait, what?
I really like that part. All right, hold on. So let's just ruin Final Fantasy VII.
Sure, go ahead. I don't care.
So at the beginning of the game, you're introduced to Cloud, who's this like elite soldier.
Yep.
Except every mission they're on just kind of fails one way or another. Halfway through, they start playing out the idea that, or no, it's when they first go back to Cloud and Tifa's hometown. They start retelling the story of this whole Sephiroth interaction, and Tifa's like oddly quiet during this part, and she slowly brings up during the plot that like Cloud is heavily misremembering events or remembering shit that he wasn't there for.
Heavily. Like on some like it doesn't make any sense shit.
God.
And what makes it even worse is that other people are remembering events not so well either. And when I mean other people, I really mean just Tifa. No, and Eris.
So what happens is,
To an
at some
extent.
point or another, Cloud falls into the life stream, the energy of the world, and there's this. It's established in the plot in the lore that like heavy exposure to it just causes like just death. So Cloud winds up like washed up on shore, essentially brain dead. And the only way to bring him back is they kind of like go into his mind and explore like, you know, who are you actually? And he has this whole like mind fuck sequence that honestly, when I played it, I thought it was great. I thought it was really cool the way they did that, especially on PS1 with limited graphics, just how they like did surreal imagery for it. But point is, they bring him up to the point where his character is a little bit better by the end of the game, but it didn't justify any of the shit Sephiroth was doing. Like I need to I'm gonna replay it when the remaster. To God, they flesh out what the fuck he was trying to accomplish.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. Because Genova was basically an alien.
Yeah.
And she just came through and she's like, yo, this is my shit. And then she was like, but she died on impact. And so Shinra like found her, right? And then they made Sephiroth from her cells. And then Sephiroth finally finds out where he comes from, why he's like this god among men pretty much. As weird as that sounds, that's the truth. And then he's like, yo, fuck it. I'm going to do what my mom couldn't. I'm going to fuck this place up.
Yo, but this is like the electric company that you work for.
Yeah.
Turns out they cloned you from a dead alien.
Yeah.
So he got so mad at this electric company, he's like, fuck you, I'm blowing up Earth.
Fuck you, PSC&G. I'm fucking your day up.
That's why I don't like Sephiroth. But
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd be kind of salty. I mean, his motivations I don't think are as compelling as some other villains. But it was enough for me to be like, I guess I could kill this guy.
Again, the thing that made him cool was and I'm going to keep bringing this up, must be a threat. The one flashback you have with Sephiroth, you go into a fight where you're doing like 2-3 damage to the enemy, he fucking pulls out a sword and does a max damage 9999 overload. Like they do a good job of showing you like he's the most badass character on the planet prior to him becoming a villain.
Are you talking about his when he his flashes, Comet move?
Was it Comet?
At the end of the game?
No, I'm talking about the flashback where Cloud. It's actually Zack is there, but Cloud's having the flashback to when him and Sephiroth went back to their village for the first time, and they're on this truck, and then Sephiroth's like, "Get out! There's something on the road," and they fight this creature on the way, and it's basically just a chance for
how
much stronger than Cloud Sephiroth actually is. And I thought that was a really cool framing device to show you relative power levels, and they do that, and that's before the whole like Cloud running up to the Mako reactor where everyone's fucking dead, and Sephiroth's like, my mother is here. Like, it was
shit.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what's dumb though? You know what broke immersion for me though? There's one move. It has nothing to do with the fucking.
Are you talking about the final battle?
The final battle where he throws like comet at you. It's this fucking comet that sails through Tim, and it obliterates every single planet in our solar system.
Wow.
Like, starts at Pluto, kills it, goes through Jupiter, Saturn, everything, until it finally gets to Earth.
Oh my god.
But there's a critical problem with that move. It's that he used it multiple times in that fight.
Yeah, even though he blows up the planets multiple times.
Also, it's like a legit 5-minute animation for that move.
Oh my god.
You have to watch him blow up every single planet. But that's besides the point of it.
Yeah, that's beside the point.
No,
you're right.
Were there any other things that you guys think lead to inherently bad villains?
I just want to go back quickly to the jokes. General Hux is a bad villain.
Oh jeez. Yes,
he's
extremely
because he's not a threat.
He's not at all.
Not only is he not a threat, I think he hits a lot of these points. He's not a threat. Also, like, he disarms himself with his own, like, just presence. Like, him being on the screen now is like a fucking joke. Like, at least with General Tarkin.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was saying with General Tarkin, like in the other movies, like even how they had him CG'd in fucking Rogue One, he was still an asshole. You're like, wow, this dude's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's just gonna take all the credit. He's completely compliant with all this other stuff. Like, he's totally cool with what's going on. But like General Hux, it's like I just laugh every time he comes on screen. I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be a joke.
All right, I want to say something that's probably really petty and really unnecessary and probably silly.
Go for it.
It is insanely... this is so petty and small. It feels like it actually worsens Huck's character to have him be a redhead. And I know how dumb that sounds.
That is some petty shit.
But, like, thinking back on Last Jedi, the two characters who I didn't really get and I feel like undercut themselves a lot just by having kind of different hair colors, and that like caught my eye, was Hux and the Admiral woman. I know that sounds silly and it's not really a thing. It's not even a villain thing, but like I honestly, it makes him look younger and less threatening, I guess, to have this bright red hair. I know that's so minor and silly, but just talking about Hux again, it just, like, in my mental image of Hux, I picture this angry, redheaded guy, and it just makes him look childish, because I remember in Force Awakens when he's giving that speech on Starkiller Base, and he's, like, shouting about how we're the First Order, and his face gets all red, and with his red hair, he just looks like a pissed-off kid. And with his whole, with like the like trying to talk to fucking Poe, it like just reinforces that non-threateningness. Look, I get that it's petty. Come on, I can't help it. I guess one thing that really definitely hurts a villain is when you try to be, or is when the people writing the villain try to be too cutesy with it, I guess. When they kind of try to go out of their way to, like, really push a villain really hard and they're really over the top. That you can do an over-the-top villain, but when you kind of make the whole story about the villain... Freeman, I know... Okay. I don't even want to say that.
No, bring it in.
I was gonna bring up Joker, because I know you mentioned him during the break also.
Oh no, that was Tyler.
That was me.
That was you, Tyler. I'm sorry. You're right. See, since this is your topic, I'm just attributing everything to you. The Joker is obviously awesome, but when you do things like Jared Leto's Joker, he felt like he was just being nuts to be like, look how nuts I can be.
Yeah.
It kind of took away from his menace sometimes. Sometimes he was really menacing. But like the scene with the knives on the floor, is that menacing or is that just silly trying to be menacing? I'm asking genuinely, like do you guys think that was effectively menacing, or was it just silly?
Now I'm thinking of, now I'm just going to his entire performance.
Well, yeah.
now that you mention it, I feel like this is going to be blasphemy. I think he might have been trying too hard now.
He kind of was.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like Joker is an over-the-top villain.
I mean, he's the Joker. He's a clown.
My problem is with Joker, though, and people like him, and I'm kind of getting into the reason why I wanted to talk about him.
Let's have a chat with Joker.
Yeah, he talks he does like some really fucked up shit, but like his motivations are super weak. Like literally his whole thing of existing is like he literally just wants to fuck with Batman. That's literally why he is around. That's why he does what he does.
But Tyler, he's his opposite. He's the negative force to Batman.
It's fucking stupid. It's actually really dumb. Like, I think Bane is a better bad guy.
So I feel like Jared Leto's Joker is worse than most Jokers in that they tried to balance him being like, they basically wanted him to be a gangster, but he's also the Joker. Like, here's the Joker, but he's a totally serious gold-toothed gangster who, like, commands respect and runs a gang. Whereas
I don't think he commands respect. I don't think that's where he was going.
But who are these people who just follow crazy?
Oh, yeah,
Can I
like
just
everyone
ask-
They
else
even
thinks it's a
mention it
bank
in the
robbery.
movie. They're like, well, why do we even follow this asshole?
Like,
And it's like, because
yeah,
you want
why?
him. Because he says it. He says it like when he goes into that fucking room with all the grenades. He's like, listen, you don't want to follow me. However, I know how to fucking kill this guy. And you guys are going to help me because you guys are the resources. And that's just it. Like, because they all know they could.
lame.
They all know they can't take down Batman. But it's like, shit, we got nothing else. Let's follow this crazy
But then you
asshole.
do Heath Ledger's Joker, and it's so much more terrifying and convincing. Because he's
Yeah.
not trying to be this gangster. He's just this crazy guy but it's like acting crazy almost. Like his craziness is part of his charisma.
It's kind of like a facade.
It's kind of like Stain, where it's like part of his charisma is being so intense. Intense is the word I'll go with.
Intense all the time. But like,
Yeah.
he has the drive, obviously. Like, he just doesn't stop. But it's just like, I'm like, but why though? Like, why? Like, I'm like, Bane has like some weak. Like, I don't think it's weak. He just kind of does it to do it because he just wants to. He wants to have the power, and he came from nothing, and he wants to have everything. I'm like, I'd rather see Bane try to take out Batman. Like, it's a lot better than like Joker. Okay, what are we dartboarding today to try to fuck with the Bat? Oh, I know. We're gonna fucking rob a bank, but not really. I'm just gonna fucking strap C4 to all the dollar bills and blow everybody up.
Funny thing, that actually kind of goes back to the whole, like, annoyingness of Leto's Joker, because I guess I guess you could even say it's Joker in general. Like, I get that the guys follow him because they think he'll kill Batman, but even in universe, he fails a lot at this.
Yeah, like he's not
Like,
famous for killing Batman. He's famous for trying.
He's famous for being a
Yeah.
fuckboy of Gotham. Like, why is
He
that
literally
a thing
is
worth
famous for fucking like literally being the fuckboy of Gotham.
following? New
He
title.
he regularly fails, but to
he's a
him
threat.
though, it's a success. Every person he kills, like that he, like, you know, that Batman does not save, that he cannot save from Joker, is a victory in his eyes. So I guess in that sense, it's kind of interesting. But outside of that, like, I don't really give a shit about what Joker does half the time. In fact, I think all the best stories that I've read so far don't have Joker in it, or barely.
Who is your favorite Batman villain?
It's probably Bane.
I was gonna say, it sounds like I thought you said Bane was just your favorite before.
Oh, I thought you said he
Yeah.
was better. I couldn't tell if you said favorite.
No, I think Bane's definitely
Well,
my favorite
I-
because like
I think with
What?
Bane being better than the Joker, it's like, who else would even be in contention?
Well, that's why I was
Like-
curious if there was someone
Freeze!
God, Mr. Freeze is weird, or Dr. Freeze, whatever. Like, Bane's cool. Like, after I learned Bane's backstory, it's like between him and Ra's al Ghul.
Yo, but is Ra's al Ghul even a villain, or just like kind of the guy on the mountaintop who's evilish, but you can't really
Yeah,
do
I
anything
guess-
about it, and he doesn't
Yeah,
really
I guess
do much?
it's one of those deals where like he does things that conflict with everybody else's interests. He doesn't really go after a person unless it's like super personal. Like his daughter does a lot. Talia.
Yeah.
She goes after motherfuckers like on the regular because she's a crazy bitch. But yeah, I like Bane though. Like Bane is like, I have come from nothing. Actually, he's kind of very similar to Griffith. He grew up, but like not
Happened to be
like
shit.
yeah, back to the weeb shit, full circle. But like he came from nothing, right? Like he grew up in a prison. It's actually very similar to like, was it The Dark Knight Returns? Like he grew up in a prison.
I mean, the whole idea of Dark Knight Returns was that it was his story and then plot twist.
Yeah, I mean he didn't actually know Talia like that.
That's
but-
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it just, imagine if it just was his story instead of there being a
Right.
plot twist and you have Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, exactly though. Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much what it was, except like just seeing what this dude goes through, and then for some reason, and the only reason why he goes to Gotham, this is the kind of most ridiculous thing. The only reason why he goes to Gotham is because he got a vision.
What?
He got a vision. He's like, you know, you need to go to Gotham. Like, the real evil is in Gotham. Like, you know, that city was meant for you. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna go fuck with that place. Like, oh, but the bat remains. He protects the city. He's like, I will crush the bat. And so the way he breaks Batman's back, though, is the craziest thing. He's like, he watches Batman and he's like, yo, this guy will literally do anything to protect his city. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a rocket launcher and I'm gonna blow a hole in Arkham Asylum, letting everyone and their mother escape. And I'm just gonna sit back and watch. So like Joker, the Riddler, Penguin, everyone, they're all out in the street at once. And you know, Bane is just sitting there like just kicking up his feet. And everybody's like, yo, why don't you kill the Batman yet? Everybody's going after. He's like, no, we have to wait. He's like, but you're really strong. And he's like, no, we have to wait. And so Batman is tiring himself out.
Yep.
He hasn't gone to sleep in over a week.
Oof.
And, you know, Robin's like, yo, maybe you should sleep. And he's like, yo, I'm going to sleep when everybody's back in jail. Actually. And so then Bane catches him. He's like, I see you're a little tired. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And they fight. And he fucks his ass up.
Yep. That's
and
sweet.
breaks his back. I'm like, yo, not only is he like this, because I grew up thinking like, oh, he's just some strong, like, dumb asshole. Like, no, Bane's a very intelligent person.
I mean, the TV show certainly didn't help, where he's just a guy with giant tanks of steroids.
Yeah, that's pretty much all they show him as. But like in the comics, like he has very good motivation to just do what he wants to. Like he has this goal, and he'll literally stop at nothing to get to it. Like even if it means destroying his body in the process.
So I think we should start aiming at comments because it's almost 11 o'clock.
We went pretty hard. We can just jump right into the comments from last week. We covered most of the
we got a lot of
the rest aren't
a lot
important.
of ground. Cypher left 2 comments. One about the topic and one as a topic idea for next week. Actually, a good villain needs a mix of cunning, resourcefulness, and a background of how that villain came to be. Those are all good things for a villain to have, I think.
Oh yeah, I think that like touched on pretty much
a lot of what we I mean, like with Stain, I know I keep bringing up Stain, but Stain basically fits all of those to a T.
Yeah.
Quick topic idea for next week. GameStop announced the release of a Dark Souls card game. I know it sounds weird and you probably don't like the idea of it, but it sounds like I know you're a Magic boy, and I think you and the TNT guys would get a kick out of this. We could talk about card games one week.
I think it's worth mentioning.
The explosion of card games. We could talk about that because it's been
card games
happening.
And GameStop. I'm kind of interested in talking about GameStop publishing stuff recently.
So
they published some software last year or 2 years ago.
So here's another thing. I just saw a headline. This is more news, but yesterday I saw a headline that some independent game retailers are no longer carrying Xboxes because Microsoft has announced that they are going to start adding AAA stuff to their like new releases to their Games Pass thing. Apparently, they have like this subscription service they've either started or are going to start. And they'll include things like Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, and stuff like that.
Oh, Crackdown 3.
All these independent game retailers are like, well, fuck Xbox because we barely earn money selling the console. We sell, like, we fucking pre-sell, like, sell games, people return them, and then we sell them for all the money in the world. We want that model to continue. And on one hand, it's like, well, yeah, it sucks that your business is going to probably fail because everyone is going to do this in the digital world. But I don't really feel that bad because you're like complaining about what Blockbuster was complaining about 10 years ago when Netflix came out.
Fuck GameStop. Like,
it's not even
GameStop about their predatory business model.
It's so funny. There's even a quote from one of the guys in the article. He's like, "This is great for consumers because it makes it so easy for them, but it's terrible for us." And I'm like, well, then of course I'm gonna be for it.
Yeah, then adapt your fucking business model.
Most of your consumers are going to be pro-consumer thing.
Well, the idea, Tyler, is that they're like tiny chains of baby GameStop stuff.
I get it.
And so they can't survive, so they'll just go under.
Well, yeah, I mean, then then it's time to change the business model.
I mean,
real.
that,
EB Games GameStop bought out most of them like 10 years ago. This is a very
I don't even remember where the article
small
was.
number of stores.
Yeah, I'd say the only smaller mom and pop stores that I have seen are those like retro game stores.
Yeah, like vintage game stores. Like
But this was stuff like
sell you pre-order.
This was stuff like a couple chains in like the UK and Australia and stuff like that.
Okay, maybe outside the US. I don't really know what the like.
But either way, it's like,
culture is
well, yeah. It also is kind of shitty that you guys like deny all this money to game publishers by like GameStop sells the game for $60. Someone
buys it back for $4 and
people,
sells it for $40.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
And they're not getting that money. Like they're not seeing a red cent of those.
That's what
profits.
I mean. That's why I'm saying it's like I don't actually feel bad about that model dying.
I don't feel bad, and it's like GameStop treats their employees like garbage anyway.
Yeah, like
on top of all this other shit, like I don't approve of GameStop.
Like, it's so funny to like. I went into GameStop for the first time in years, seriously, the other day. Because, well, a week ago, Val and I bought her copy of Witcher 3, but before that, I went to GameStop because I thought I needed an adapter for my Xbox controller to use a headset. Turns out I didn't, but just out of kindness to the guy behind the counter, I bought the headset there, but I would have bought it on Amazon if I'd known. Like, who the fuck are these people? Like, and then guys came in and were like, I want to pre-order Dragon Ball and Monster Hunter World and Yakuza or something. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Let's be real. Who needs to reserve games anymore?
Just order it on Amazon. It comes the day of or soon after, unless you're unlucky. And it's just like, why are you doing this?
No, I don't endorse this Amazon. We almost lost anime to these animals. I'm not gonna
lost
anime to these animals.
Yo, I want to talk about a negative experience though.
Sure.
With that shortly. I remember when I went in to go get Legend of Zelda shit, not Breath of the Wild, the last one.
Skyward Sword?
The Skyward Sword. And I went and I bought the deluxe edition and I saw this kid with his mom buying the same deluxe edition. That deluxe edition comes with the brand new Wii Motion Plus controller.
Oh yeah. When they
brand new.
They included it.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, that's pretty dope. You know what this motherfucker behind the counter does? Hey, you're gonna need a Wii Motion Plus extension with that controller.
Oh my god.
That's an extra $20.
Oh.
What a sack of shit.
I was like, wow. Wow. And you know what? In his defense, he couldn't have known, but there's no way. I don't believe that.
No way. Dude,
I absolutely don't.
People who work at GameStop know fucking everything.
Yeah.
You know who works at GameStop? Kids who are like, I want to have a job in video games, and wouldn't it be fun to sell video games all day?
Guilty as charged.
You worked at GameStop?
No, I wanted to back when I thought making games
Everybody
was cool.
fucking did because they were like, no. I get to sell video games all day? That's
actually
sick.
I refrained myself because I was like, if I work at GameStop, I'm gonna be that game snob.
Oh no.
Because I mean that was me back then. Like I could really give a shit now. I'll sell Call of Duty 2 if it got food on my table.
Yeah.
No shame.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad as my friends selling Norton. But hey, man.
Look, man. At the time,
dude's gotta eat.
Look, man. At the time, I knew I was gonna be in retail, and the question is, do I want to be serving beers? Or do I want to be serving video games? And at the time, I couldn't drink, so I'm like, yeah, video games. Let's do that.
I mean, I did go to school for video games, and look where I'm at.
Yeah.
Video games.
I'm still just playing them, not making them.
Well, but you have made them. It's not like you got nothing.
You're right. I did make a couple here and there.
Let's keep going. We still have one. We have Kid Creator's massive essay, which we'll do last. The derpiest of derps. I think a good villain needs to be grounded in a human element, which we kind of talked about. There needs to be something about the villain that the audience can relate to, which we talked. A great example of this is the Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming. He was a good villain, dude, for most of the movie who's just in it for the money, but later on with the reveal that he's Liz's father gives the character relatability as he's just doing it so he can provide for his family. Yeah. He's a great little down-to-earth villain. I mean, what? That
was some real shit. I gotta say, like, at the beginning, like, you could kind of feel for this guy when he's like, oh, he had this government contract.
Yeah.
Him and his boys to, like, clear out this catastrophe, which is like, yeah, you would need someone to clear it out. Then all of a sudden, the government comes in And he's like, listen, you have no job. We're taking it from you.
Yeah.
Like, that is some real world shit.
Sure
And
is.
it's like, wow, this is pretty good.
This is pretty,
like, this is good motivation.
This is real.
Yeah, this is really real.
This is too real, man. It's too real.
Yeah.
Too real.
But yeah, I definitely agree that he, while not a perfect villain by any stretch, he's one of those guys who does the classic, gets way too ahead of himself and goes way too far down the path. Like, this is too, like, didn't you realize at some point that you weren't really helping your family and they would hate
final
you forever?
job.
Yeah. Always with the final job. He was also 2 days from retiring from the Vulture suit, so.
Yep.
But now let's talk about Kid Creator's massive essay. Great podcast this week, guys. In regards to what makes a good villain, and this charismatic characteristic certainly helps with their credibility, would be their intelligence. I personally enjoy villains that are competent and actually know what the fuck they're doing, like Darth Sidious, Lex Luthor. Think DCAU Luthor from the Justice League cartoon, not Batman vs. Superman Luthor, yeah. Dr. Doom, Darth Bane, Darth Revan, Thrawn, etc. These guys are menacing and threatening and not just dumb Saturday morning cartoon villains like the Clone Wars and Rebels shows have.
Or like everyone from Transformers I brought up briefly.
Yeah, that's... yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Unpredictability is another nice trait, which is one of the things I can enjoy about Heath Ledger's The Joker. That's very true. You never knew what he was going to do next, and Batman actually struggles with trying to understand this guy so he can beat him, and in the end, it was a Pyrrhic victory. Sadists like Luigi would also enjoy a villain who makes our heroes struggle.
Yo, it's like he knows him. It's like he knows.
That was too perfect.
After this podcast, I'm going to send our group chat a screenshot of this because we have to show everybody that Luigi earned this.
Luigi's now famous on the internet for just being evil.
Being Johnny C.
No, but it's a fair point that a really good villain is not just a pushover. Like, there's a line between inexplicably and impossibly difficult, like Dormammu, but then again, he found a clever way around that. Like, it shouldn't just be an easy victory, or they're not a good villain.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think
there has to be a struggle, or it's not. There's nothing. You're not watching anything enjoyable at that point.
But I think the defining characteristic of a villain needs to have, and this goes for heroes too, is purpose. Villains need to have drive, determination, and motivation so they can be relatable to the audience, and we can understand why they do the things we do, aka what we talked about with Sephiroth being weird and Stain being great, because we understand what they're doing. Why do they commit these atrocities? Not for themselves, sometimes for other people. Maybe they were wronged in the past and want vengeance for what happened. I don't typically enjoy villains who are just in it for themselves. To quote Batman from Injustice 2, in my years fighting crime, I've learned one truth, that every villain is the hero of their own story. As said before. I mean, that...
Hell yeah, the inspiring quote for this whole episode.
I mean, that quote's been everywhere. I've read that in books before and things like that, but it's very true. No one... I think, I feel like I heard a slight variation on it that I liked even more. It's not that everyone is their own hero. It's I can't remember. It's basically the same. It's basically the same line. I just can't remember the exact wording, but it basically meant no one is their own villain. No one sees themselves as the bad guy. Yeah, it's the same basic idea. Oh, here we go. Tyler, you might understand this probably better than us. The Justice League villain Steppenwolf. Oh, because Tyler, you saw Justice League, right? You said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Justice League.
Freeman, did you? I don't think
you did.
No,
I didn't. I heard enough rumors to avoid it.
The Justice League villain Steppenwolf was a very weak villain in the movie, and we hardly got any motivation from him at all. A better example would be Mr. Freeze from Batman the Animated Series, where all the crimes he committed were for his wife. Nora was his motivation. His purpose as a villain is not to fuck with Batman, but to find a cure for his sick wife. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on villains. And then as a side note, also, Tim, don't you just love it when villains are brought back to life because of the unnatural power of fan service? Cough, cough, Darth Maul. Ugh. If you thought Boba Fett was bad, Tyler, you should listen to Tim rant about Maul. He was more pissed off than Freeman when his favorite waifu didn't get picked for best anime girl.
Yo, fuck everything about that.
No, I'm actually kind of interested now. Can you condense Darth Maul?
No, it's just worse because, okay, so Boba Fett, I know you don't like it, but at least you saw him fall whole into the Sarlacc pit, right?
Yes.
Darth Maul, supposedly, in the Clone Wars show, is still alive. He was cut in half and fell down this pit on
Right.
Naboo. Supposedly,
fucked
somehow
up.
he survived, and like I don't know, I didn't read into it at all because I don't give a fuck why. But somehow he got a spider leg thing constructed after he survived.
Get the fuck out of
Like
here.
at least Boba Fett is still a person at the like he's still a body. Maul got cut in half. I don't care. You're dead.
And he lost an arm, didn't he? He lost an arm and his legs.
Did he lose
Like his
an arm?
waist down. I think he did. Now I gotta go watch. It doesn't
can't
matter.
remember. It doesn't
He got
matter.
cut in half and he got thrown down a pit.
Look, I'm sure there's something about, oh, he's so strong in the Force, even though he was always shown to be very limited in the Force because Sidious built him to be an assassin, not an apprentice.
right.
Sidious was always like, I want to rule the galaxy forever. You're just my kill guy. I don't really
like until I
there's-
find the real motherfucker.
Like you're not my
Yeah.
replacement. You're just the guy for now.
Yours.
Yeah.
Well, he was the guy for now. Then he dies, and Sidious is like, I need someone who's already trained to help me deal with the Jedi in this war. So that's why Dooku comes into the picture. But it's all about waiting for Anakin, basically. Even at that point.
Yeah. Then he found Anakin. And he's like, "Yo, do it."
Yeah, because he also. So the other part of it was he started training Maul while Plagueis was still alive, and Plagueis is like, yeah, as long as he's your dark side assassin, that's fine. And so Sidious does that. He just trains him as a dark side assassin. And even in the Plagueis book, I think it's either in the Plagueis book or one of the short stories that I read that Maul was in. He's like, man, I'm really good with a lightsaber, but I like my master never is around. I'm always training with these droids on Coruscant in like the abandoned zone. And I don't actually, like, he even feels like he's not learning enough about the Force. He actually, there's actually a comment where he's like, dude, I'm not, he's like, man, I kind of feel like my growth isn't great here. Like, my growth is kind of stunted and I'm not being given much more than just all this combat and rage shit. And then he goes off and dies. It's like, there's no way this dude. And that I'm sure they're like, his anger was enough to keep him alive. And it's like, no, fuck you.
Bullshit.
No, he fell and died. I'm tired of you being lazy. Like, get out. I don't care
Yeah.
about your fan service.
Nah. If anyone knows anything about fan service ruining a show or movie, but mostly a show, it's me.
Here we go.
Kill me.
The supernatural rant of the week.
Just kill me.
No, you know what? There's even a great version of this in the old books. Kind of. In the Thrawn trilogy, which is like the most famous trilogy ever, Grand Admiral Thrawn is spoiler, stabbed in the back by his own bodyguard after he got turned into this whole thing.
Damn, ruined it for me.
Then there's a duology called the Hand of Thrawn duology, where Thrawn seems to have come back to life. Like, he seems like he's fine. But then you find out it's all bullshit, smoke and mirrors, where it's an actor being fed his information by this other super smart guy, but they don't feel like reestablishing, so they use the Thrawn image, but it's not actually him. That's great. That's a way to repurpose the character for something else, but he's still dead. Like, in the show, they actually have Darth Maul's brother, who has different training, but still calls back to Maul. But then they also have Maul. Fuck. I don't want to get
It's
into this.
bad. No,
It's
that's
bad,
it. That's all I needed.
All right, let's do closing weeks. Tyler, you go first.
I'm going first. Yo, I'm playing The Witcher,
Good.
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and B Cop.
Next
Gotta
week
throw
it'll
that in
only be
there.
one of those games.
Next week it'll only be one of those games. I'm sure I'm gonna beat B Cop by the end of whatever the weekend. It's supposed to be a short game. My character's probably gonna die before then. I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, alright, I'm just gonna play The Witcher. Prepping more for my game. Also,
Do you have enough stuff for this week?
Oh yeah, I got more than enough stuff.
Oh, okay, good.
I got enough stuff to last a couple weeks.
Sweet.
Yeah, like I've just been like, well, it's like I have what you guys want to do or like what you should be doing like lined up. It's the nuances, right? It's like how many guys are gonna be in this room, or like, you know, what are you gonna find in here if you were to look through this room and shit like that.
Okay, like
Sweet.
planning all the extra stuff for the encounters and
Yeah, that
Okay,
the
the
small
nitty-gritty.
shit. Yeah, and then my one buddy has been wanting to play D&D since our last group had to break up, right? So I was like, "Yo, I'll run a one shot if you want." He's like, "Yo, really?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, that'd be cool." So I'm running a one shot that is in my world, as in the one that like you guys are currently playing in.
Sweet.
And so this group of people that you do not know is going to be doing some things that will be affecting you.
I knew it. It's gonna tie into the universe.
Oh,
So be ready.
shit.
The
It could
Tyler
either-
tabletop universe.
Yeah, it could either help you guys, or completely fuck you over. Who knows? It's going to be great.
I like this.
As Tim's like, "Oh no."
Oh,
I like
no.
everything about this.
Oh no. Nah. I don't plan on I plan on it to be like
Minor impact.
at least like a fun thing that you guys like hear about.
Oh boy.
If it I'm sure it wouldn't actually. Like I'm gonna make it so it doesn't like fuck everything over. It's not gonna be directly like, "Oh, such and such did this since they fucked this up. Well, you guys are dead now." Like
it's
not
gonna
like
be
that.
It's gonna be like more like their actions play into how the future plots will impact.
Yeah,
us.
like you. It's almost to the point where like you guys would hear about it.
Oh,
right?
we're not going down the highway. There was a huge altercation this morning, and we'd be like, that was it. Or
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
it's gonna be on that scale, Tim. I promise.
Oh god. Okay.
Don't
that's
be
fine.
scared. That's what Leslie
So
says. She's
scared.
like, "No, please, no."
yeah, I'm excited. I like when stuff like this comes together, regardless of whether it's good or bad. I like just seeing
How the story
It's-
plays
yeah.
out.
just getting
Yeah,
to play.
Yeah, I'm excited. And
Yeah.
that is.
yeah, understandable, but it'll be fine. Says the DM as everything is burning. Well, see, here's the thing. Here's my motivation. If I fuck this up and somehow it bleeds into you guys, then number one, I did a terrible job, right? And
jeez.
two, right? Then that just makes more work for me.
Yeah,
And I don't
fair.
want to make more work for me like that.
But
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I don't mind if you
strenuous
guys
work.
do some shit and it's like, all right, well, this is just the nature of D&D, right? It's like, I'm just gonna have to roll with the punches. It's like, no, oh shit, these people that I knew are fucking degenerates because they are. So that's why I'm making it as safe as possible because I know these players.
okay.
Like, yeah, it's just gonna be one of those things like you guys hear about. It's like, oh, you turn on the news in the morning, blah 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 happened across the country.
Sweet.
Such and such people intervened and saved the day or some shit like that.
Bet.
Yeah. So that's what I got going on.
I guess I'm next.
Yeah, boy.
So I was completely busy last week, and I had a poker game I went to that I got
Oh,
thrashed at.
dude,
I
I
was
wanted
win-
to have a poker night with my two work buddies, and now that one of them's got a better job, I
Damn.
want to play fucking poker.
Ripperoni.
Just do one this weekend, and like rush to just get it in.
But none of
before
us
you leave.
have fucking dice. Or dice.
What?
Jesus.
Chips.
Chips.
What,
Chips.
I was gonna say, what kind of fucking poker you playing?
A real game of chance. But yeah, like we were doing $30 buy-in, and ever since the advent of Venmo, now we can just do like cash per chip, pay in, pay out, so people could buy back in or just cash out when they need
Oh
to leave.
shit.
So that was really easy. So usually it's like either you win big or you lose all your money, but I was able to 10 of my $30. It was honestly a rough night. I had just garbage hands. But this week I have a lot more free time. I did do like a technical interview today for this one company, and it just exposed how much I don't know about object-oriented programming. So I might do like a brief catch-up course to refresh myself on everything that I was super shaky on, because I hate being dumb at what I do. So
I
might be just
kinda
doing some
actually
school
wish
shit this weekend.
I actually kind of want to try to. I saw postings for jobs, and they mentioned a lot of things that I didn't really even cover that much at school. And I'm like, oh man, maybe I should start covering this so I could actually maybe find a better job.
Yeah. So I might do some career development. It sounds like in the next couple weeks I'll need to answer to Tyler why I haven't played Final Fantasy X and possibly just start playing the PS3 remaster again.
Blat.
and or throw down the money
Maybe.
and start again on the PS4 one. 'Cause I didn't get
Or,
that far on
and
the
here's
PS3
another
one.
idea that we brought up before the podcast we did together for Magic. You could start playing Witcher, and that would make it all be fine.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this is a very appealing concept, but first I need to get a controller for my computer.
Freeman, don't you want another? You
Nah,
could probably
use
play with.
No, use the
Ma-
DualShock.
Can you? Oh, that's right. You can do DualShock to PC.
You just have
Yeah.
to download the tool for it, and I have it, and I can give it to you.
Yo, hit me up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, sweet.
Now you don't even have a reason.
All right, so Witcher might be happening. We'll see. It depends. Depends if my Guild Wars group decides to stop being so aggressive about this game, and I can reclaim some of my life back.
Yeah, it sounds like you've really been getting sucked back in.
So the problem is, and so I never used to raid in Guild Wars, and basically, like most people know, like the holy trinity of MMOs is you have your tanks, you have your healers, you have your DPS. In Guild Wars, they try to do away with that concept where everyone has a heal. There's no such thing as a tank. You can't force aggro. When the first expansion came out in 2015, they're like, okay, fine, here's raids. So they made like one class that could kind of heal, and they're like, figure out what the fuck your tank's gonna be. And the tank is really hard to play and really expensive to gear up. And at one point in time, me and 9 other friends, because you need a 10-person group, like, we're gonna raid. Who's gonna go through all the hoops to be the tank? And since no one was manning up to it, I did it. So I'm kind of like pigeonholed into being the only person who can
Oh
tank.
no.
So now it's just like, Andrew, get on, we need the tank, go, go, go. And the class of tanks is the Chronomancer, and everyone who plays Chrono is like, welcome to Chrono Jail. You can never play any other class because you're the only one who plays this class. So now I'm living that nightmare.
So speaking of MMOs, was there an expansion announced for WoW?
There's always one.
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
I
there's
saw a headline of something called like Battle for Azeroth or something.
I don't know.
Battle for
All I know is that
Azeroth.
in the distance, Luigi is peeking his ears up.
Yeah,
At the
WoW
mention
Battle
of
for
this.
Azeroth pre-order.
expansion release
Oh.
window announced
Yeah, 4
live.
hours
Yeah,
ago.
pre-sales went live 5 hours ago.
Huh.
Or it was reported on GameSpot.
Well,
It was
would you look
announced-
at
It was
that?
announced back at BlizzCon, but we never really talked about it.
So when is
I don't
this
even remember
release date?
Luigi talking about it when he's been on the podcast. But I feel like this is just something, if we want to talk about MMOs again or something, or just bring him on to talk about WoW a little bit.
We'll talk about we should talk about the concept of expansions.
Sure, we could do
God,
that.
I can rage about that forever.
I could
Okay,
talk
cool.
about how amazing some expansions I've played are.
Especially
Tentative topic.
Yo,
we might
with
do that.
Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
That
No,
long-awaited game.
so
I might be buying a fight stick just to play this game.
Jesus.
super going way far back. No joke. The
We're getting off
first
topic again.
ever no, this is quick. The first ever Timpedia video that I did for YouTube was top 10 expansions, video game expansions.
Oh, cool.
Shit.
No joke. That video doesn't even exist anymore. It's completely gone. Not only from YouTube, but I don't even have the hard drives that had it on it, probably. And they've certainly been wiped years ago. But way back in 2009, that was the first video I ever created.
Oh, jeez.
You see, this is the fucked up thing about getting older. I'm like, 2009, that wasn't a long time ago.
Oh
that
my
was
God,
almost
that was
10
9
years
years
ago.
ago. Dude,
Yep.
next year, me and Freeman are going back to our high school reunion.
That's gross.
Freeman's
Why would
not
you do
going.
that to yourself?
I don't know.
Real-
I'm kind
real-
of tempted.
Real quick, I shared this on Facebook today because they give you your memories, and I found it was
Oh, hell yeah.
right at the heart of when Rage Faces were all the rage. I had my timeline photo was just like this beautiful sunset with the Megusta face creeping in the corner.
Oh,
Oh,
my
And I'm
God.
like, I'm like, Jesus, this is like ancient meme technology here. How long ago was this?
Ancient meme
I looked down.
technology.
It was 5 years ago that this was still a
Yeah.
thing on the internet.
I'm on your page. Yep, there it is. Oh, Tyler, you
Oh,
got to go to
wow.
Freeman's page just to see what
Oh
this
God,
disgusting.
I don't need to. I already
The
have
worst,
it
part,
in my head.
the worst part is I handmade that picture.
Oh shit. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Time's
But
flying,
yeah,
man.
Freeman.
I'm definitely
Oh.
not going to my high school
Well, I can see why
reunion.
you definitely wouldn't want to.
I don't know. Is it because everybody is a fuckboy?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, me and Freeman had a group of buds
Yeah, they're
Back in
who I'm
high
going
school?
back to hang out with again because I haven't hung out with them.
in years.
No. So like everyone who we used to have fun with, we all played hockey after school, and we used to do until about 2-3 years ago was we'd get everyone together on Black Friday and just play hockey. So I've seen everyone roughly once a year just to catch up, and everyone's generally pretty cool. But we haven't done it in like 3 years because people now have to work on Black Friday.
Well, people also moved away.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't
like
in town
I
anymore.
haven't been there in years and years because I haven't lived back in New Jersey for a long time until 2 years ago when they stopped doing it.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. We lost our namesake. The person we named our league after, Steven Geltzer, no longer plays hockey with the Steven Geltzer Hockey League of America anymore.
SGHLA, baby.
SGHLA.
I don't know these teams because I didn't go to high school with these guys. Hey.
Freeman, I told you I found a disc. Pranav, Tim, Steve Ed, period 4, drinking and driving, right? I told you I found a DVD of that from years ago.
I still have all of the original Timmy production videos from high school.
I forgot. Fucking hell. Yeah, so, Tyler, somehow I became a living meme at our school.
Did you really?
It's because he had the misfortune of having the name Tim right when South Park and Timmy was a thing.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't even know that.
So we just yell Timmy all the time, which is why we named our film production committee Timmy Productions.
It also didn't help that there were a few kids in the grade above us who just, for some reason, latched onto me and started like shouting my name whenever I'd walk into the room, and they invented the holiday Timmy Tuesday.
Holy shit.
Timmy Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you became a meme? That's awesome.
I was a meme before I even knew what memes were. No joke.
Yeah, between him and our buddy Korn.
Oh, Korn.
A.K.A. Eric Kaminsky, where I don't know how it happened. Everyone started calling it a giant joke with our class.
He hated it, too.
Oh,
like, I didn't like it, but he hated being called Korn.
The worst part is we went to Binghamton together, and the first time he was coming to hang out, I was sitting with my suite, and I just met them like, guys, see this kid walking over? Just call him Korn.
Oh, no.
God damn,
like,
you're an asshole.
I didn't know he hated it. Like, and he was beyond pissed. He was like, why the fuck do these people I don't know at a school I just moved to already call me the fucking nickname I hate?
Damn, savage.
I learned to stop calling him Korn after that.
So,
yeah,
when I did the playgroup, you didn't get to do it, but you know of it, Freeman.
Yeah, I know about it.
He was a counselor with me in my group for the first year, and David Capozzi also was.
Oh man,
he would just shout Korn, but he was also one of those big dickheads who, oh my god, he fucking, jeez, that's such a dumb. It's not even a story, but he was a counselor. He fucking pegged a kid so hard with a dodgeball that the person who ran the camp yelled at him, and then the next day she gave him Counselor of the Week.
Wow.
Yo, Korn told me about this story.
Yep. It totally happened. I got Counselor of the Week first, though, so fuck him.
Wow.
And
your dick's bigger, Tim.
It is.
Good job.
Yeah,
it is.
Congrats. Yeah. Congrats.
He probably went into sports management or some bullshit. Like, everybody went into sports or something.
I want to say he's in business. I honestly don't know. I haven't spoken to him in forever.
I don't fucking know or really care.
I guess you'll find out, won't you?
Nah, he
in
won't.
Your high
He
school
wouldn't do it.
graduation.
Actually,
Or
he
not
probably would. I don't
graduation,
give a shit.
No, he'll be there. The what was their group called? The National Sharing Conference, the NSC, aka the guys who just would bring extra food to lunch and just share it with people. That group was they were like ridiculous. But that's besides the point. Every one of these stupid fucking names. We had the SGHLA, we had the NSC.
Dude, we were in high school. Come on,
this
we
is-
also
this was
didn't
the
do
good
any
stuff.
official clubs.
Yeah,
So
no.
we made our own fake clubs.
Yeah, it was white people gangs.
Yo, oh my god,
White
stop
people
it,
gangs.
Tyler. I've told
please.
you, Freeman. You mentioned lunch. Remember the best lunch thing that ever happened for 2 weeks?
The best lunch thing that ever happened for 2 weeks.
Mr. Domino's van.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Tyler, I think we've mentioned this before, right?
is
No.
amazing.
Oh
I've
my
never
god,
heard
in
of this.
Freeman, what year was it? Junior year?
It was junior year this happened.
So we had just opened our new. So when we first went to school, they were finishing building the huge extra wing, the C wing.
It was like a new cafeteria, a new
Yeah, like we
hallway
originally
and
had two
library.
tiny cafeterias, and they were going to build this big, huge connecting cafeteria.
just make it all one giant U-shaped cafeteria.
Yeah, so I think junior year was the first or second year that cafeteria was actually open, but it was the first year we were like sitting in that cafeteria regularly. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, everybody started hearing about this guy with a van was selling Domino's pizzas out of this van for $5 each, like 2 blocks away from the school, and we could still go out at lunch. So people would just go out, give him a 5 or a 10, and buy a pizza or two, and just bring it back, and everyone would eat pizza.
Holy shit.
And then, like, within 2 weeks, the principal went out and chased the guy away, and he never came
Get
back.
the fuck out of here!
We were all like, yo, this is
had like a fucking million pizzas.
That man is a hero. What
Seriously, it was nuts. Oh my god, that was the best lunches we ever had for like 2 weeks. Everybody would just be like, "Who wants to put in some money for the pizza?"
Everyone was confused why there were so many fucking pizza boxes. In
Yeah,
the
why are
building.
there so many Domino's boxes? Oh my god. Anyway, I should talk about my week so we can go to bed because it's almost 11:30.
Oh my god.
All
right, let's hear it.
All right, so all I'm doing is playing Witcher 3. That's it, no question. I have been playing every spare moment. And now that Val has gotten to the point where she actually enjoys sitting behind me and watching, and we're talking about it when I'm not recording, it's like this is all we do is like we're either watching TV or she's just in here watching me play Witcher.
Good game
It's
bonding.
great.
I like this.
Yeah, it is. It's really awesome, but it's like we're both like talking about like alchemy in the game and shit, and I'm hoping to build her up to the point where when I beat it, she wants to start her own game on the Xbox harder, because we tried again one time and she just kind of did. She within a few minutes she's like, why don't I just go watch you? Other than that, I got to keep recording KOTOR. The story of Mr. Pazak continues. I'm losing steam for the idea, mostly because Witcher is so exciting, but I'm going to finish it off. Cypher actually just left a comment earlier today, I think, saying, I wonder when you're going to do what character you're going to do for KOTOR 2. And my response, I wrote him a response, but I don't know if I'm going to do KOTOR 2. I don't know if I have it in me to do another KOTOR-ish LP, especially since I feel like as you play games more, you kind of, when you take longer breaks, you kind of come back recharged, but you never get back to that full charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've lost momentum. You can never get up to...
You can never get that first experience again, man. Like,
in playing this KOTOR LP, it's kind of a fun experience because I know the game so well. I'm just skipping through dialogue, like click, 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 click. And I can just summarize what happened, but I feel like I'm just speed running the game practically, and it's not really new and fresh. And then on the other side, I have this Witcher game, which everything is fresh and exciting and cool. Like, hell, right before I started making dinner earlier, I was doing a Witcher contract where this guy said, my brother went into a mine with some friends, all women. I don't know why.
Oh, we know why.
And no, it wasn't. I forget why. Or no, I think, it doesn't matter. His brother was missing and he was near some mines. So I went into the mine, found some eggs that some monster had laid, burned the eggs, and then found the mother. And it was this big poisonous thing. Now, this contract was actually a little too high level for me, and this thing killed me a whole bunch of times before I finally beat it. But I was experimenting with using oils with like, okay, I gotta, as soon as I spawn, put the oil on my sword. Okay, do I have time to trick the game into letting me make a potion that stops me from being poisoned? Okay, do I try this other potion that makes me do more damage if I don't take damage? What kind of signs should I be using? It's just so fun to experiment in Witcher. Oh, it's so good. Tyler, if I'm going to give you any piece of advice for Witcher, it's don't underestimate the value of your oils.
Yeah, everybody's already been on me about it.
No, but
I got and I got 5 other people who are trying to backseat game me.
No, I'm not trying to backseat game you. Legitimately, even if you don't use oils, it's totally reasonable. Except for a few very key things, you could easily make it through most of the game where you don't, without using them. But I'm almost at the point where I'm like at level 25-ish, and I either do really low level stuff my level, but if I want to push myself and do anything even beyond like you only get so much strength for actually leveling up. There becomes a point in the game where even if you're fighting things at your level, you almost need to use the oils. It's just being fast. But I'm saying if you don't want to use them, you genuinely could just ignore it for a while.
Yeah,
but the game will eventually force you.
The game encourages you to actually be a Witcher. Because that's what he does. He's like, oh, he studies what he's got to do. Oh, this is how you beat the monster. All right, I know he has these attacks.
Like, the coolest thing is, you know how every game has the Wikipedia of, like, all the monsters and stuff?
Their own wiki, kind of. Oh, like you're talking about online or in-game?
In-game.
Yeah,
they have their own
bestiary is what
yeah,
they usually call it.
the bestiary. In Witcher, it's called the
Yeah.
bestiary. In no game do I ever open that thing. Ever.
Why?
In Witcher, I open it all the time because when I
'Cause you
fight a
have
griffin,
to.
Actual
I'm like,
critical information there.
oh fuck. What type of beast is a griffin? It's a hybrid. Right. So I got to use the hybrid oil to help me kill it. But I'm like, also, but like you learn about the beast just by fight. You're like, okay, this is a golem. I know that's an elemental type creature, so I'll just apply the elemental oil without even checking. And I'm like actually finding myself learning by fighting these creatures over and over and figuring out, like even just by sight, guessing what kind of creature it is if I fight something new. Like, oh, this is a cool spirit monster. It's probably a specter. I can use the specter oil on it, and I need to use my trap sign. I forget what it's called. The trap sign to trick it to come into the trap so it becomes corporeal, and I can hit it. It's super fun. I fucking love Witcher. That's what I'm doing. D&D on Thursday, as usual. I'm going to release the Freeman and I Magic podcast we did on Sunday, probably on Friday or Saturday.
Extra bonus episode
This week. I'm hoping tomorrow I find out I'm not on overtime anymore. It's only 1 hour. I've been on 1 hour overtime every day for the past week and a half.
Okay, same.
It's not the worst, but it would be nice to end.
Yeah,
especially because I'm not getting paid.
Falling behind.
Oh no, ours is like, guys, you're working till 5 o'clock. That's it. But yeah, honestly, other than that, not much else going on. KOTOR is gonna get finished before Super Mega Ultra Long. Not yet, but like within a few weeks, I need to pick a new one. Oh, also, my new cards showed up. Freeman, my Storm the Vault foil is in my hand. It's extremely pretty. It showed up.
Shit, today. I need to place my orders.
You do. Also, Val and I just figured out that we are going back to New Jersey in 3 weeks. 2 weeks from this weekend.
Nice.
We're gonna take a trip home, see everybody, say hi, play some Magic, play some D&D in person if possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much going on. Just trying to. Val and I bought some stuff to organize the apartment, which has already failed, but you know, we'll try. We bought like chests to put away our Christmas stuff, and then we're like, where do we put the chest? Shit. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. We're gonna end it here because we've been going for way too long.
Yeah, this has been ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is a
like
long
always.
one. Basically, just have to go to bed from right now. But thanks for listening, everybody. This has been the TNT podcast. I'm Tim.
I'm Friedman.
And just Tyler.
And we will catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.